Yeah, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Juice is Loose, number 138. We're back for another week. Talk some Zelda, talk some Switch, talk some Nintendo Direct. But first, Terrell, when's the last time you turned your Switch on?
Apparently, it was 5 days ago.
Exposed.
So, without going into like all the ins and outs, what are you thinking? You picked up Persona 5. It's your first Persona game. Just what do you think of the game so far, and how far into the game are you actually?
I have about 7.5 hours, and I think I'm still in tutorial stuff. The game has a lot of shit. It's a lot of stuff you can do. I noticed I don't know if this is a thing with all the other Persona games, but they reuse enemies from Shin Megami Tensei. Like I don't know that. I know.
Oh, sorry.
I know. I'm about to say I know it's a spinoff. But
I was gonna say it's
I didn't know they
it was Shin Megami
enemies.
Tensei Persona is what it used to be called. So though I think 1 through 3 is like that, and then they just dropped the Shin Megami Tensei and just called it Persona 4.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but the game has a lot of style to it. The fucking when I get the chance, I'm gonna link you guys the battle theme. The shit it has this weird like Japanese funk to it. Like the music reminds me of like 19. I know I'm not old enough to properly say this, but it reminds me of like 1980s, 1970s, like funky music, just based off the battle theme in itself and a few other themes. I love the character designs. No, we're not in the waifu territory yet. That shit doesn't come out until later. I don't want to hear any of that. And we've already been dealing with almost suicides in the first damn story arc. So it's been fun. I'm really enjoying it. And man, it's been a while since I played like a console RPG. The last one being Tokyo Mirage Sessions. It was overdue. It's so good.
So is this your first Persona game?
Yeah, this is my first Persona game.
Oh, I know.
Like I know I've seen stuff of Persona 4, but I never played Persona 4.
Yeah, I played it back when it was still Shin Megami Tensei Persona. I played 1 and 2.
So back in my day, we didn't have all this anime.
Yeah, back in the we didn't have all these polygons and anti-aliasing.
Back in my day, you were happy you get the frame rate over 5 frames per second.
Actually, a lot of games ran better frame rates back. I mean, not the NES. The Super NES, there was a a lot of 60 frames per second.
Why you have to ruin the joke?
Not PlayStation 1, though.
No.
Why you have to ruin the joke, Juice? That's my concern.
Once you hit the 3D era, it all went down.
Those paper mache graphics, man.
Those were just blocks with colors on them, damn it.
So Persona 5 seems to be for pretty diehard RPGs or experienced RPG fans.
Right now, well, considering there's like an easy, super casual mode, I would say I think anybody could get into it because like they have a mode dedicated to those who just don't necessarily aren't heavy in the RPGs and want to just get into the story. But I would say Persona 5 has a lot of mechanics, like you have your basic magic, elemental stuff, and then you also have gun weaknesses because this is like the first Persona game to have guns in it. And that's like its own little meta where it's like some enemies aren't weak to elements, they're weak to guns. You have to shoot them in mid-fight, and you can bargain with the enemies and make them your allies, which I think is from Shin Megami Tensei for the little bit of it I played. Because I think Shin Megami Tensei's premise is that you can recruit demons and shit. You can do the same. You can do something similar in Persona 5. I would say it has the ability to. It's casual friendly, but I think it's more geared towards the hardcore RPG fan.
No.
Yeah, it seems to be getting pretty high praise from RPG fans.
So good, dude.
Well, at least your PS4 Pro is getting some use finally.
Yeah, because I was playing Yakuza 0 and Seven Kagura, but as soon as like Zelda came out, nothing really mattered after that.
Is it better than I know it's way early than Tokyo Mirage Sessions? Do you think at least the start of the if you want to compare the start of those two different
it's hard because they don't I would say this is deeper than Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
I'd have guessed that. Yeah.
And I would say it depends on what you care about. I think like battle mechanic wise, it's hard to tell, but story wise, Persona 5 is already automatically better. just because, as I said, the first story arc, a girl almost commits suicide in it. So I'm like, all right, we're not fucking around. It also hits a little bit closer to home.
Fatal Frame had suicide in the very beginning.
Yeah, but Fatal Frame didn't try to set it up. There was like actual setup for this. Like I'm saying, suicide, but that you don't even. That's a shot. That's like kind of a plot twist, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So spoilers.
Well, it's not,
I was just wondering because I made a video maybe sometime last year, and I was talking about people not being how can you be excited for Persona and not for Tokyo Mirage Sessions, because they have similar things, like some of the art style stuff is approaching, and not the same obviously, but
I think the reason Persona 5 is more appealing because Persona 5 feels like it takes full advantage, whereas like Tokyo Mirage Sessions obviously felt like a first step. I felt like
my point wasn't to say which one was better. My point was to say if you're interested in Persona, you probably should be interested in Tokyo Mirage Sessions as well.
That's why
I was trying to make.
I was saying, because I will say they use similar mechanics, like the elemental weaknesses, and the only thing that's not in Persona so far is like the sessions. Although there is something that's akin to it in Persona 5, like as if people play Tokyo Mirage Sessions, in sessions, as long as you hit an elemental weakness, you could chain multiple attacks in as long as your party members could like follow up.
Yeah,
I would say Persona 5 has something similar to that. So you can see bits of Tokyo Mirage Sessions in Persona 5.
Yeah, and I would have never guessed that Persona would have came out after Tokyo Mirage Sessions, from because I thought that Persona would have been out first. Obviously, it got delayed.
Yeah, but it got delayed for like 2 years, I think.
Yeah, so back then I was like, oh, it's definitely coming out first.
And it seems like people were still excited about it, even though it'd been so many years since they revealed it.
Because
it only works for non-Nintendo games.
Now, if only we can get Kingdom Hearts 3, everything would be fine. Well, that's not happening.
All right, so it's good to hear that a game that got delayed and it came out and it seems to be very well received, and
I'm looking forward to it.
We'll get your thoughts on it maybe as you get further into it in the next coming weeks. So let's get into the main. We're gonna go right into the discussing the breadth of the world in Zelda, and then we'll talk about Nintendo Direct discussion predictions afterwards. So before that, I just want to share a quick story about the combat from last week. We were talking, and Robert, I was telling him off air that just today at lunch, I was in the desert, and there was a Lizalfo who I was using Urbosa's Fury. Is that what is it called? Fury? I know something like that. Whatever her ability. And so yeah, the Lizalfo's dropped its weapon, so I picked it up as a rusty claymore, and there was no weapons around. It's the desert, so there's no rocks, so it was just running around trying to find a weapon, just kind of playing hide and seek from me. Like I was trying to hit it with the arrows, I couldn't. It wouldn't even come towards me. Finally, I killed that, and then there was a silver bokoblin, and pretty much the same thing happened. Hit him with lightning or Urbosa's Fury, and he dropped his weapon. I went and picked it up. And then, he was at like quarter health at that point. And I had the golden bow, which zooms into like a first person perspective. And I put my ice arrow on, and I pulled the bow back. It zooms in, and he just points at me shaking and just goes, no, like he's saying, no, don't shoot me. I mean, as he does that, I'm hitting him with the ice, and he's frozen in that position. But of course he died before I could like get a screenshot of it. And it reminded me when Robert was telling me, like, he was begging for mercy. He was just like, I don't know if he was pointing because I took his weapon or just because he's just trying to say, don't shoot me. But it was just, I was laughing in the lunchroom with my headphones on. I'm just busted up laughing. It was so funny. So that's just another awesome example of AI that I hadn't seen personally. The two things happened in the same fight, basically, that I hadn't seen before. So that was cool. But yeah, let's talk about just the world of Breath of the Wild. Now, this covers just about everything, from you could say, day-night cycle, weather, the environment, all that stuff. So on the active gamer life, the Doom to the Big End, which I don't think's up yet. We talked about the music, had a really good discussion about that. So I look forward to on the active gamer life channel when Doom to the Big End comes out. But so I'm hoping we'll have a a similar discussion about
It's already out.
Oh, it came out.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. On the
Yeah,
it's
I
like
didn't see it, but I've been working.
Zelda is just the start of Nintendo Switch greatness. It's like 2 hours and some change.
Yeah, we talked about the music like in depth for like a half hour, and it was
God
awesome.
damn.
So check that out. But yeah, let's talk about the world. So I don't know if anybody has anything that jumps out to them like right away. Feel free to speak up. So I want some.
I got something. Even though I haven't played the game in 5 days, I will say the one thing that sticks out to me the most is probably the weather, and how dynamic and how it can almost completely change the way you play the game. Like, I mean, just for the base and easiest example, let's take lightning strikes. This is the only game where I have to constantly think about, well, what kind of armor am I wearing? And I mean, granted, obviously, after you get certain outfits, it becomes a non-factor. But the point is like it's small little things like that, or how you can't climb rocks if it's raining, or even the weather in the sense of going to different areas and oh, you're not wearing an outfit that can handle this kind of temperature, and how it augments the game because then you have the option of trying to force it, or you can go cook. Like it makes you want to do other things. Like it's almost as the weather kind of triggers you to want to do other actions, and I like how it also makes the world feel alive, because you'll get Los Alfos and Bokoblins in the ice and in the grasslands and whatever, and they don't necessarily all behave the same way. If lightning strikes and there's fire, the Bokoblin will pick up the fire Bokoblin club and come attack you with it, or they'll just throw it at you. I like that shift that is triggered just through something as basic as, oh, it's hot in this area, or oh, it's freezing in this area. Like I like that kind of stuff. But
yeah, because I was just in the desert and the sun came out, and I was like, I didn't have any cooling. I have the gear which gives you a low level effect, but when the sun's baking and Link's taking damage, I'm like, shit, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. My sand seal took off, and I don't have any elixirs or any foods to help me in this situation, so I actually had to fast travel to a different area because I wasn't equipped for that. So I mean, I could have kept
weapon.
No, I don't. Actually, no, I don't. I had one not too long ago and it broke, but yeah, it's like I just wasn't equipped, so I have to go and actually prepare because I want to explore the desert some more. So yeah, that's a good point. Anybody else have anything that...
You didn't forge any jewelry to help you out with that?
Yeah, I have the one, but I don't know. I didn't try it on in that scenario because my full Desert Vol outfit says it is heat, helps with heat resistance, but it's just, the sun was beating down. I had no, if you get in shade or in water, you cool off. Yeah. But I didn't have what I needed. I do have the one like sapphire headpiece that helps that. I didn't try that though to see if that would help. That's just, just building off what Terrell said, just the heat, the temperature there completely, you got to be equipped for it. And then the climbing, you get screwed sometimes when it starts raining. If you're trying, like when I was trying to climb the Twin Peaks area, it starts freaking raining in the halfway up the climb. I was like, damn. But anybody have anything else? Like when I first mentioned, the world, something that popped into your head. T, got anything?
No, I haven't really played it all that much this week since I beat it. I'm gonna get back in because of stuff I want to do. Like I got my my house and stuff, and
I'll do one right now that really, I didn't play Skyrim, and I haven't played a ton of the open world RPGs or anything like that, the Fallouts or anything. But to me, one of the biggest things that jumps out is the elevation change. Like, there's some really high points in this game, like Death Mountain and some other peaks, and then like going down to where the Skyloft area is in that canyon, and you just feel like you're really, really low, far down, and it's like anywhere you look, there's hills and there's elevation and there's slopes, and it's like I personally haven't experienced a game world, and we talked about the size of it. It's huge, just the square footage or the acreage or whatever, but the actual height variation to me is what really stands out and makes it more interesting.
I would say like Skyrim, all the Elder Scrolls games, basically, they have that, but you can't climb that shit. It's just like I don't know if you were still in for that part when we were talking about it on
No.
Doomed yet.
Well, a little
Okay.
bit. I remember
Okay.
saying it's hard to go back to other games where you talk
Well,
about
yeah, I went back because I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do the DLC because I still had like a medieval gaming fix or medieval gaming thing where I wanted to play medieval, based games, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get back and play because I beat it, and I'm like, I'm gonna play around in a little bit and see if I want to buy the DLC for The Witcher 3, and so I started playing around in it, and I'm like. I started looking over my shoulder, man. I'm like trying to chop a tree. Nothing's happening. I tried to go up this smallest little slope and I slid and I could not get up. I'm like, seriously? And I was just like, I deleted the game from my hard drive. I was like, I can't do it anymore. I couldn't do it. Like, people talk about the pop up in Breath of the Wild a little bit. I was standing right next to a tree in The Witcher and it was gone. Like,
yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot of pop-up and like it's pretty far in the distance. So
I'm just saying like people don't remember some of the shortcomings that are in the games.
And that's on Xbox One, maybe on PC or something. It doesn't.
Maybe on PC, maybe on PC is better. This is the Xbox One version, but I mean, it was just like I couldn't. And the controls didn't bother me as much before. I was never a huge fan of Witcher controls.
Yeah, I didn't like the Witcher
2 and 3.
Yeah,
and it's very much like, oh, this is a PC game that they put a controller in your hand for because it feels a little clunky. It's felt super clunky when I went back, and I'm like, no, I can't do it. And I literally deleted it from my hard drive. I was like, I'm done. This is a moment where the industry has to pay attention and be like, we got to step our game up in these open world games now because Zelda set a standard here. Like I can't, like you were saying earlier about, oh, you're in the desert and it's getting hot. You can go in a puddle and cool off, or go in some water and cool off, and you can get in the shade and cool off, and it works. And I'm like, that's cool. This game thinks about that stuff. So I'm gonna need that going forward, or it's gonna be hard for me to go forward.
Yeah, because you could have all the elevation and all this cool, hills and mountains and stuff, but take away the ability to climb them. And
don't get me started on riding Roach, the horse from Witcher 3. Don't get me started on how hard that was to go back to. I'm like, oh my god. I was so happy about the fact that Roach also rides automatically if you hold the button.
Mm-hmm.
But it still was clunky. It's just like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I agree. Like climbing to me, I always say that it changes so much. Like I remember I was telling people that didn't play Breath of the Wild, telling people like, yeah, but I like in this game I could climb it, and they're like climbing, and they're acting like oh big deal. It's such a huge deal climbing. Like you don't understand till you play it, because like I just like UT, I went back to Horizon Zero Dawn for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I mean a little bit as in like 10 minutes. Because
well, at least he was honest about it.
Because that's when it was like I couldn't climb. Nothing was breaking when I was swinging my whatever it's called. It looks like a sword sort of thing. And no grass was breaking. No, just the trees don't come down. Like it's just like you're that character in this very fixed
It's very static.
The world is like a museum almost. Uh-huh. I was in the woods and the guy was quote unquote chopping a tree, and he was hacking at that same tree for like 10 minutes and nothing was happening, and it just didn't feel right anymore. It's just like it was cool before Breath of the Wild, but like post Breath of the Wild, shit's got to change, man.
Because at first I was like, man, this isn't really talking about covering the topic of the world, but now it's come right around to perfectly talking about. One of the best things about it is just how dynamic it is.
Well, I was gonna say because I did want to kind of go back to the climbing thing Robert brought up for a second. For me, one of the coolest things, the reason why that's so important is because in games like Horizon Zero Dawn, where you either hit what I would view as like an invisible wall, or when I'm forced not to be able to climb certain things, because I'm pretty sure she can get up ledges and shit right in that game.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
climbing, but it's just like
specific,
Uncharted.
like, yeah. it's
Well,
specific.
it has to be like certain specific.
White, yeah, you'll see little white
See-
hand grips
see-
in the rock.
And see, and for games that I'm in, you know, fucking nature, and I'm dictated that I can only climb certain areas and certain situations. I don't understand. On top of the other things we mentioned, well, I don't know if you were going to get into that details video we saw like a few weeks ago.
We can.
But like when I jump into the water and there's barely a splash, or the fish don't even react to me being in the water, like. All this small little shit, people want to talk about, oh, well, the frame rate and the shimmering of the graphics ruins my immersion. You know what also ruins my immersion? When I swing my sword around a blade of grass and my sword clips through the grass.
And trees.
Or like I throw something on a hill and it just stays there. Like dumb shit like that.
That was strange. I was like, what the hell is
That's
that?
what I'm saying. Like I think, and I think this is the main point of Breath of the Wild. The reason why Breath of the Wild is so refreshing, at least one of the reasons anyway, is the fact that they said we look at all these open world games.
Whoa.
And,
You got really loud there for a split second.
oh, did I? What happened?
I have no
What
idea.
happened?
I don't know. Like you hit a button. Like
I'm literally just sitting here.
it's like you change. What's that thing called when you change? Not the pitch. Yeah. It's like you hit that button for a second.
Or your
No.
mic came half like. Sometimes have you ever been like somewhere where your iPod, like back in the day, you had an iPod or something, and your headphones started to slowly pull out, like because it was in your
Oh
pocket?
yeah.
And then it gets full volume.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it sounded like.
Cool.
It
Okay.
happened to me on my motorcycle while I'm on the highway, and the wind caught like the cord enough, and it pulled it just ever so slightly, and it was full volume, and it's under my helmet. I freaking
Yeah, you
yanked.
almost fucking flipped over.
I grabbed the cord and just yanked it out of my fucking, and it hurt because I mean the helmet's tight, and they were in my like the earbuds that go
Oh
in
my
your ear.
god.
But anyway, let's get back
Yeah.
to what you're saying.
I was trying to say is that the thing that makes Breath of the Wild so appealing is that Nintendo looked at all these other open world games and said, look, all this stuff that they're adding is cool and all, but you can make genuine challenge and interesting level design just based off of the natural world. So why not let's just do that. And then you have a game that people have figured out ridiculous shit like how you can like make a flying machine with like octo balloons.
That was crazy. That
and
was,
rocks and
I
shit.
wish those balloons lasted a little bit longer.
yeah.
It was, hey man, people get creative, and to me, the fact that they've mastered, I don't know if this is ballsy to say as someone who does play open world games, but this seems like a really like a high tier physics engine they've created. Like I can't think of really any other game that has a physics engine this in depth and this varied the change. I mean, granted, there's some small glitches like how a slowly moving boulder can do damage, which
That's annoying.
which is when, but it's fun when you're in the middle of a ball puzzle and then you walk into the ball and you die and you're like, all right, game.
Yeah,
Or
I
when
mean,
you're trying to
I-
get an arrow and the wind keeps blowing it down the hill.
Yeah, like
I've chased arrows before.
It's like GTA when a car slowly backs into you and kills you. It's like,
Yeah.
like you're on the side of it actually, and it kills you. I was like,
It
what?
does like a quarter of a heart. I mean, it's not.
No, it doesn't do it, and it's really rare. It's not something that happens.
Yeah, it doesn't happen all the time. But I'm just saying, like, and obviously that's just it's not perfect, but it's probably one of the closest to like a really well polished engine. And my point is like just implementing that engine has created thousands upon thousands of ways of approaching different situations. And I think that's really what it boiled down to. You go back to basics and do something as simple as, if you wave your Korok leaf in front of a flame, your Korok leaf catches on fire.
Mm-hmm. And it lasts. By the way, that'll stay burning for like 3 minutes before. It's like as long as a torch before it'll disintegrate. I'm like,
The leaf, really?
yeah, I was trying to get rid of one, so I lit it on fire because you can't throw it. And I was like, I'm not gonna go in the menu. I'm just gonna light it on fire. It should burn up in seconds.
Why can't you throw that? It was
I don't understand why you can't do that.
But anyway, go ahead.
But it's small things like that because now you have a burning leaf and you're thinking, well, in any other game it's like, oh, this is just a waste of time. In Zelda, you can catch grass on fire, create updrafts, jump up, use your paraglider into the middle of the air and get to a higher elevation on a mountain, and all that because you lit a leaf on fire.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think that would be something that would be like possible, but it that's what I'm talking about. Like it's that kind of stuff. I don't want to talk too much.
Yeah,
but
like in The Witcher 3, like you have this power. One of your magic spell is Igni, which lets you ignite stuff. It's fire, and I'm sitting there in the middle of the woods, throwing Igni at everything, and it was not sticking to anything. It was just
Anybody? I don't know if trees burn down in this. I don't know if like a full tree will burn, like the ones
I
you can
haven't
chop
tried
down.
I haven't tried that.
I haven't seen that. The bushes and stuff will. So another thing about the world is the wildlife. Like there's been wildlife in plenty of other games. Even A Link to the Past had it in when you're getting the going to get the Master Sword, like little squirrels and birds would fly away. But I've never seen anything like this where it's just you see a deer. If you spook the deer, then it'll run and then it'll spook the other animals and it's that it, oh, this deer's running, so something's coming, so then they'll all run. Like I let an ostrich go that was scared, and I was trying to get the little flame-proof lizards, trying to collect the ones to upgrade. So I see the lizard, and there's an ostrich right next to me, and I was like, get out, I was hoping to get out of my way, and it takes off, and it gets by the lizard, and I'm creeping towards the lizard. It didn't see me, and it sees the ostrich running, so the lizard takes off, and I was just like, what a little touch that you would never expect. And you could be not that this is open world, but in The Last of Us, you could kill a dude right next to another dude, do a stealth kill, like in his peripheral vision, and he has no reaction.
Yeah.
Just a difference in completely different games, but stuff like that. The animals are it's crazy how many different animals they are, and like you always see the geese flying in a V, and anytime you're by water, there's usually a duck or two sitting in the water, and I don't know. I find that stuff just amazing.
It's immersive, man. Now I drive around now and I see stuff like, oh, look at that rock. I wonder, is it a Korok? If I lift it, like you forget that. Oh God, that's just a game, man. It's not gonna happen.
Or a thunderstorm came on the other night, and in Zelda, there's been a few times where I've heard them coming like a minute before. Other times where I just wasn't paying attention. I was like battling or something, and you just hear a rumble. If you got it hooked up to a decent system, I'm pretty sure you'd hear the rumble either way. But with subwoofer and stuff, I hear this like distant rumble, and I'm like, oh, there's a storm coming, and yep, here comes a storm, and it's just, I don't know. I've never experienced anything like that, and I don't think it's any one thing. Like it's not just the physics, it's not just the size of the world and the elevation or the animals, the physics, or the day-night cycle, weather. It's just how everything came together.
And works really well.
It works. So let me ask you guys a question. I posted some screenshots from Windfall Island on Twitter. I quickly posted 3 shots and saved them and deleted them, and then reposted them onto one post. And those screenshots looked even better, like in motion, because the whole time the grass is swaying. If anybody saw those. I was asking, what's your favorite area? Windfall Island. Every time I've been there, it's just like, this is the most beautiful, looking game. I'm reminded of how gorgeous the game engine and the graphic engine is, or the art direction, I mean. And anyway, that grass is sitting. I had to close up a link because there was a tree or something, and the camera like got zoomed in, and the grass is right there on screen moving, and each blade's moving differently, and it's fluid, and there's like, so would you rather have like those individual blades of grass and how they move and how they react to the wind and Link, or would you rather have 60 frames per second and have like static grass? Now that you played Zelda, or what would you? Is there anything you would give up that little detail to? Because to me, that really, every time I'm in a grassy area, I'm just like, I love how it looks. So I don't know. I don't really know what the question is, but
I think it depends on the game. Like,
I don't know the answer to it.
Yeah, what's
game when you're like out in the wild, you're out in the forests and whatnot. I would definitely rather have that. Like, maybe I wouldn't miss it in a game that, like a GTA where you're in the city and whatnot, for the most part. But there's some open wild areas in that game too. So, but yeah, I probably wouldn't miss it in a game like that. But in a game like this that has similar setup or whatever, a similar environment, I would way more want the interactive environment stuff over.
Because I'm curious if they got rid of like just that detailed of the grass moving, what could have they like added to? Like, whether it be resolution, draw distance, or frame rate. I mean, I'm guessing that's pretty taxing
Oh
on
yeah.
the game engine, but I wouldn't give it up for anything. Because most with that patch, most of it runs pretty consistent. Other than Korok 4 still has some issues, but it's definitely better. I
You
was
wouldn't
like,
give it up for it to look more like that 2012 demo, Zelda?
yeah, no thanks.
And nobody talks about that anymore. Oh man, people were so hyped for that, and I'm like, really? Looks
Yeah, I
like
mean, it looked
sharper
promising.
Twilight Princess.
I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool for a tech demo. I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool, but I wasn't like super excited like the first time I saw Breath of the Wild. But anyway, anybody have any other thoughts on the world or anything they want to talk about?
Are we gonna talk about like what we'd like to see going forward? Because I think
that could be, you could do that too, or what they could build upon, or what they could maybe a different story or something set in a very similar type of game. I mean, but to me, I guess overall, like the title Breath of the Wild is so perfect.
Oh, it's perfect.
And it's like
it's perfect for the game.
And it's one thing to see people play it or to see the trailers and stuff, but to actually be involved in, especially with the subtle sound effects and stuff, it just all comes together.
Because that is the biggest character in this game, not Zelda, not Link, not Ganon. Sure. The Wild is the biggest character in this game.
Now, T, are you sure about that? Have you seen Zelda's ass? Like
especially
I know you've seen them pictures already, man.
That's a thick little chick, man.
The post credits after you got all the memories after you beat the game, that's definitely where I noticed it.
Bro, they weren't playing. Numa wasn't playing no games, man.
I'm like, I ain't no Japanese dudes checking for that kind of stuff.
I was waiting for Link to put on the shades and go like, it's go time, let's go.
But before we move on, the Triple J Zoo brought up an excellent point. Xenoblade Chronicles X. Imagine that awesome, battle system, the skells. But imagine the world not like I've always said. Even when the game came out, I remember our first impressions. I talked about how when it rained, like the sound effects were so generic for the characters running through the water. Imagine that level of detail, and the grass in Xenoblade Chronicles X always looked terrible. But I put up with it because it still was a beautiful game in its own right. But imagine Xenoblade Chronicles X with everything staying the same, but adding like that physics and the grass and the true day-night cycle and weather system.
I don't think it really would do much for Xenoblade.
I don't know, man, because that world to me is a more like
visually pleasing,
like cool alien world. And if they had put that level of
maybe before you got your scale. Because I think the scale would render a lot of that stuff move.
Probably because it zooms out so much.
Right. But when you're on the ground as a human running around, yes. That would
I just want to make a point towards that real quick. The reason why I don't think it make a difference is because of the type of game Xenoblade is. Xenoblade, to me, if you're going to add a physics engine and have the stuff that Breath of the Wild does, that needs to factor in the battles. And considering how battles literally don't seem to matter where you...
I guess I wasn't saying the full physics of everything, but just the world feeling more alive.
Well, I mean, obviously it would make it feel more alive. I'm just saying, like, the only, you know what? There is one aspect, climbing. If I could get climbing, I'd be good. Like, that's like the one aspect for Breath of the Wild I would love to see.
I think that would, definitely. But I still
because you know what? I remember for Xenoblade, there were a bunch of times where it was I didn't know exactly where some points were, like how they have the dot on the map. Yeah, and I always wanted to climb to there, but then you'd have to jump.
Try to jump
around.
Yeah, it's called glitch jumping. That's what we call it because you're like a jackass hugging walls and jumping. And it's like, what are you doing? I'm trying to get to the next area of the map.
Yeah, I've played Xenoblade Chronicles X on March 3rd or March 2nd. I was waiting.
Yeah, I believe you played it.
It's pretty forgiving though, as far as like getting up stuff.
Yeah, it's still you can definitely.
It's just kind of jarring in comparison to this.
But I played it in waiting for the midnight release of the Switch. I hooked the Wii U up in my basement to my projector, so I was like, oh, let's see how Xenoblade looks. and I haven't played it since. I wonder what it would feel like. Some people have. I saw somebody on Meaver saying they went back and actually like it more than Zelda after going back, and I was like,
All right, now you playing. You playing.
yeah.
games.
I just think that awesome game and the story and on an alien planet, like that, with a more alive feeling world. Because we said Horizon looks or feels static. I haven't played it, but it looks static. Xenoblade looks very static. The animals are cool and they're very, dense with animals, but
I think it would help a game like that, particularly because, I mean, let's just face it, that game is very much based on Avatar, not the TV series, not the anime, but the James Cameron movie. And the best thing about that movie was the world, like discovering all the little animals and the plants and all that kind of stuff was cool. And if you make a video game that does that, I just think about the Avatar video game, which was atrocious. Like,
we don't talk about
any of that. Yeah, didn't approach any of that stuff. Talk about static. Ugh.
But I did want to.
That would make it really interesting, though. I think it would make it even more interesting.
Maybe Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is using the Zelda engine and not like some people like maybe it's using
I
Unreal.
don't know if it's using. It might be using a Fusion engine, but I was gonna say because that point you were saying about someone on Miiverse saying they prefer Xenoblade over Zelda, at least when it comes to like that base feeling. I can see why, because remember you could run unlimitedly in Xenoblade and you can get like scales and you could jump and it didn't like to be fair. And
I just said appreciated it more. I guess okay, you're making a good point then. I guess by him saying he appreciated it more. Because there's no stamina issues or any of that stuff.
Yeah, but I say like the early game, and granted the early game wasn't bad by any means, but I'm saying the early game felt slower because of the whole. Damn it! I can only run for a little while, and until you learn, about the glitch, the horse calling glitch. I don't know how many people actually. I haven't indulged in it myself because obviously I've been busy with other games.
Yeah, I didn't bother doing that.
But it's one of those things like nowadays you don't really need it because you're so far in the game and you're so kind of maxed out on stamina. You don't really need it as much. But like early game, you run a little bit.
Not even that to me. Like again, like remember this whole time I haven't rode horses and I've just been running around the whole time. I didn't mind it. And
every person's different about that kind of
stamina wasn't a big deal to me at all. To be
honest, it didn't kill the experience for me. I'm just saying I can understand why some people would appreciate Xenoblade more in comparison.
Well, the thing about
Xenoblade, go ahead. Sorry,
I'll say the thing about Xenoblade was I really, even all the battle, I took on a lot of battles, on my way to my objective. But Xenoblade was more about just getting to the objective as fast as possible. Where Zelda, I get sidetracked constantly. Where Xenoblade, I get sidetracked a little bit here and there. But in Zelda, even when I have a dead set plan, I always get sidetracked. It's 11 o'clock at night. I just go to this area you want to go to. No, I see something. I got to go do it, Yeah. So I think...
I want to reiterate that point, even though I didn't realize I was going to be doing that before you just said that.
Yeah, I think in Xenoblade it's more about just getting there. And Zelda, it's just... the journey is just as much as your destination.
Yeah, I mean, like the thing I was gonna say is that, particularly relating to stamina, I hated not the stamina meter way more in Skyward Sword than I do in this game, because in Skyward Sword I'm going to a specific point. There's no distraction. I'm going, and I want to run there as fast as I can, and obviously you run out of stamina doing that. But
you couldn't upgrade it, could you?
Right? No. You can grab those little fruits or whatever.
Oh yeah. They had certain ones would be laid out perfectly so you could
which was kind of weird. But that's why the stamina doesn't bother me as much in Breath of the Wild 2, is because I'm always just distracted by something else.
And the crazy thing is, before this game, I would have said, I'm gonna upgrade my hearts. I didn't like the idea of the stamina wheel when I saw it at the E3. First time they showed it, I was like, oh, fucking stamina wheel, because I didn't like it in Skyward Sword.
Exactly. Yeah.
It didn't take me long in Breath of the Wild because of the world, because of all the elevation and all the climbing and how much I love the climbing. I upgraded my stamina maxed out, and I was like, I was almost maxed out. I was like, I guess I'll add some hearts now. Like, I'm not going to have full hearts because, as far as I can tell, I'm going to be 3 shy of full hearts because I decided to have my stamina maxed out.
Yeah.
And that was something like before that game came out, I would have bet $1 million that I would have ever wasted time with stamina. Like I just wasn't even looking forward to that whole thing. And I do like that mechanic, which is
Yeah, me too. My main reasons for, because I went after stamina first too, was the minute I got that damn, I'm gonna call it the loincloth because it sounds funnier, the sail cloth. I was like, I want to be able to float for as long as I possibly can with this thing, and cover really cool large distances and be able to see a lot of stuff while doing it. So that was one reason. But the other reason I was like, well, some of these dudes, they hit me, one hit and it kills me anyway. Why does it matter how many hearts I have? I'm still gonna die. So that's why I didn't care about hearts in the beginning.
And how, like, if you could just climb unlimited,
and the unlimited climbing, right?
How much would that take away from the tension and the thrill of climbing something? If you could just climb everything. So I was so mad when I saw stamina, but I think now that it's there, like that adds so much because I'm like, oh, I'm about at the top. Am I gonna make it? Am I gonna make it? Do the last leap? And sometimes it's just enough. That can be a sliver of red, and you can still get a full leap.
That last jump in, you can just save yourself.
Sometimes you get up, and sometimes you're falling
to your death. Sometimes.
So it's just an amazing accomplishment. Like Terrell, I think you were saying, like their first time really doing a full open world like this. And,
yeah.
With all these, plus they did the physics engine and everything all at the same time, and just how it all came together it's just amazing. And I think without even one of the pieces, it definitely wouldn't be the same. We would never know. Let's say we never knew that something was going to be in there. Just maybe it wouldn't have felt as awesome, or we probably still loved it. I'm just wondering.
Mm-hmm. And they should milk the hell out of this physics engine. Like, I have an idea. I'm going to leave it for my video, but I have an idea where they can use this physics engine in a modern game, one of their own games.
Cool.
So be looking out for that.
So
shameless plug.
dropping all these teases, trying to tease people.
Now that they have this world and this physics engine and stuff, you did say, earlier you want to know if we were going to talk about things we wanted to see them do maybe in another game. Yeah. And I think the shield surfing is cool, but I think it should control a little bit better. I wish I could shred a little bit better. It doesn't. That's one little aspect I think they could improve upon, and then maybe give Link some other abilities like sliding. Let's say you're running and you like drop to a knee and like slide down a slope or something, and like you could shoot your arrow or something. There's a lot of cool little things they could add on top of what they already have. And so yeah, I don't really have any other. It was kind of a spur of the moment thing. I can't really think of anything else. T, if you had something in mind when you brought that up.
For me, I would like certain weapons to not be able to not break, and I'm speaking specifically of the Hylian shield. Like, to me, that's one of the weapons of Zelda lore, and I think it just should never break. But I think it should be way hard to get. It should be a hard thing to get. Like maybe you have to tackle all the shrines or something like that to get.
Just like in Skyward Sword, you had to do that boss.
Right. Exactly.
Thing.
So, exactly. That's what stuff like that. I do want, because I'm just thinking about the traditional stuff coming back, but using this engine. Like I want. Traditional a traditional dungeon setup, and traditional bosses, the memorable bosses, to come back. And like I said, I didn't mind them in this game because I think that felt everything people griped about in this game, from the traditional stuff. To me, it fit this game. This game needed to be this way. Now going forward, you can get that stuff back, because the world has been set up now. So I can't wait to be able to fight like a Dark Nut, with this engine in this world.
And somebody says can you reforge the Hylian shield?
You can reforge it. I think. Well, I don't know if that's a fact, but I've heard that once you set up a certain town situation.
Oh yeah, I have the town.
Yeah, well, that's what I heard. There was going to be a blacksmith there that would do it. That's what I heard. I didn't know if that was
Because
side note, Juice, we need to have a conversation about that town after we get off air because I've been trying to figure out how to do it and I couldn't.
well,
you
which
don't know where it is.
is
No,
there?
no,
Like, is
I
he
know
ask-
where it is. I
is
don't
he
know how
saying
to.
he needs the help of a certain like race of person,
Yeah,
and that you have to.
It's a little. It's not. I don't want to say it's annoying, but you gotta like.
Well, you got to find a
gotta
Goron,
travel.
help him break the
Yeah.
rocks.
Yeah, but like, do you have to go? Like, how do you trigger the quest? I guess to begin with.
Oh, yeah. Have you gone to Hateno Village and purchased a house?
That's
That's
how
the
it
beginning.
is. Okay.
Yeah, that starts the whole setup. That you got to do that first.
All right. Good to know. Thank you.
The Tari Town or whatever. I haven't seen a blacksmith, but every region, you have that weapon
Mm-hmm.
that can be reforged, but you have to find like a base weapon.
Yeah,
and
you
then,
got to have certain materials and stuff.
So someone says you can reforge it in Terrytown. I haven't talked to anybody.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, I would think you should be able to forge it. I just
Mhm.
don't think that weapon should break. It should be
No, that's
on the master sword level.
yeah. But I just thought of something too. They could take everything they have and add underwater stuff, and maybe underwater physics would take it to a different level. Maybe they just didn't have the time. I'd love to see like going underwater with this graphics engine and having like the coral reef type thing, all that flowing with the waves. That would probably be a whole nother game before they could implement that. I don't know if they could just do that with DLC. But imagine that. Imagine you could freeze the water in spots. Like you've been able to do that with like in lava and stuff and others. All the games, it'd be like this one shape every time. You would like throw some. I forget what you had to do, but you could like cool off lava and walk on it. But there's just so many, and like have a lake like freeze over and be able to like skate on ice or something. There's just so many things. But to me, underwater would take this game to just. I mean, it's already at this high level, but
Oh yeah,
to be able to go underwater and see like the grass moving above ground. Imagine the sea life and the plants underwater flowing with the waves and stuff.
right. Oh,
That
man.
would be.
Well, where do you guys think the DLC for and holiday is gonna be? Because if they're adding new dungeons or
One
dungeon,
dungeon.
Is a
Dungeon.
dungeon?
I think it's going to be a real
I
dungeon.
want more.
Yeah,
story.
I'm thinking it's going to be a traditional Zelda dungeon.
but even if it's dungeon, where are they gonna put it? Is what I'm saying.
They can put it anywhere they want.
Oh, it's
Gotta
underwater.
be underground or something.
Yeah, there
They-
could be an entrance somewhere that,
Yeah.
or I mean, they might expand beyond.
That's what I'm saying. What if they
Hyrule.
have like a different?
That sounds like blasphemy, sir.
I don't
maybe
know.
there's like a pipe or something.
Yeah, and
To be honest,
technically,
at
'cause you
this
said,
point, I just want more story. I feel like that's the one thing I probably didn't get as invested into as I probably could have. Is that I just want more of interactions between like not only Link and Zelda, but just like them interacting with like the residents of Hyrule currently. Like
Yeah, it
them-
would have been cool to have a post play. You could play after you beat it and have it be. Maybe that's where the DLC. I don't want to spoil, whoever hasn't beat the game that's listening, but you know how if you got all the memories and how it ends, like if they just continued right where that stopped, like I would even be cool with that. I don't think that's what they're going to do though.
I mean, and there are some like I don't want to say false things said about the game, because obviously it can't be never ending. But one of the things is, if you see it, you can get to it. Not always true.
Yeah, there's a few
Because-
spots,
Yeah, there's a big gaping cliff area where you can't.
especially in the west.
get
There's
across.
there's just you think you could climb, and it's like, oh, you can't go
Yeah,
any
and it'll
further.
tell you. The game will say, nope, you can't go there.
Yeah.
It'll basically
Oh
say that.
yeah.
In
you
the
know what?
desert,
That's
the
true.
desert, be like, oh, turn around. There's nothing out here, and then your map will go schizophrenic, and you can't see anything anywhere.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I
And,
forgot about that. That's true.
I just thought of something else too. Like they got all these physics. They have a few mini games. Like if anybody's done the Goron golf with the stasis,
yeah,
I shot a 4. It was almost a 3. It was like a foot away from going in.
Oh, here we go.
Just think of all the different mini games using the physics engine that they
crazy.
really didn't. I mean, there's some Korok stuff where we got to shoot targets to get a Korok seed, but imagine some of the Zelda's known for all these mini games, and with this physics engine, just think of what they could do. Like some weird version of bowling where you throw boulders down a hill and there's like stone, like maybe 10 just like bowling pins stacked up at the bottom. I mean, there's all
They
kinds
have
of
something
things.
like that in the game, though.
There's something similar, but oh yeah, and the first try, of course, I got a strike, and then I could never get another one. But I forget what that I couldn't tell you what region that's in now.
I thought it was in the snow region because it was a snowball and it had the.
But yeah, there's 2 or 3 snow areas. There's 3 snow areas. I could not tell you where that is.
I think it's the one near the Rito.
Oh yeah. It's in the Hebrew region, yeah, by the Rito. So
Question: I'm gonna be pretty vague about this, to not spoil anything. Hinox. Certain Hinox have important, shall I say, jewelry around their neck.
Yeah.
a lot of them
certain
have
things.
a
They
lot
got a
of
whole
them.
bunch of
you-
fucking swag and shit.
Can you remove that jewelry without beating them?
No, I saw somebody showing a video like you climb on their hand and then as it goes to wipe its face, you get on its chest. But you can't.
Yeah.
I thought you could, and I
'Cause
did that.
I got close and I could have sworn for a half a second, take popped up on my screen. You walk up to
I
something.
mean, I was up there, but he wakes up pretty quick.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was fighting him and he was right up on me, and I could have sworn I saw a take. And
I
never
think
saw
you
it
could do
again.
that though. Like if he's like going close to you while he's like biting you, you can
Yeah.
take what's on his necklace.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
there's
what I was
some that
wondering.
have a something roundish around their neck, in certain areas.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
No, as far as I know, you got to kill them. I mean, that's what I did. But
Nowadays it's so easy to just kill those.
that'd be
Well, in this
guys.
specific area, I'm sure you've been there.
Yeah, I know.
Really
you
just,
know,
just
I
spin
just
around.
You don't have a lot to
crazy
kill them.
T. I know where there's some arrows now. I found it after the fact.
Oh, really? So
There's
look
a,
me up after the cast.
Let's
Because
just say, look on the
no,
map, and there's some smaller offshore places you can stand, and
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I've seen
I was
those.
looking for a damn shrine. Yeah, I'm on shrine hunt duty,
Oh, okay.
which I found one today. I was so happy, but I got 2 left. And according to Robert, if you didn't, I could have done the shrine quest ones, but I haven't. It shows I have 2 left of the quests, but I might have done the shrine, but not talked to the person that starts the quest, because you have to go talk to that person to actually show the quest completed. Apparently. So anyway, yeah, just progress. If anybody, we all beat it now. And last week, I think only Robert still was the only one that had, and with no spoilers or anything. But I was totally pleased and not disappointed at all with the ending. But I had my expectations lowered by a lot of people, so I thought it was epic, and I was grinning the whole time. And I felt like I said in the Juice Opinions, I leveled up my gear. I had all the awesome equipment. I had max leveled, upgraded my gear from finding the Great Fairy, all 4 Great Fairies and stuff. I was like, I didn't mind being able to beat them without dying, because, I mean, I've always felt an end boss, if you have the skills and you have the equipment, and you're the hero, you should be able to beat them. But I get frustrated with bosses that are too hard, so I don't mind being able to beat it in one try. I thought it was awesome. And then I think I was at 107 for shrines when I beat it, and now I'm at 118. So,
And I said in another podcast, how is that different from any Zelda? Like, it's Zelda or Ganon has never been
rarely,
like, oh my god, Ganon.
I mean,
is
I
tough.
didn't die. I don't even think I died in Wind Waker HD. I played it in hero mode, so I died in the beginning until I got some hearts built up.
It's all about getting to him, and it's just the epicness of being around him and interacting with him. It's always been about. He's never been like, oh my god, a super hard boss to beat. So I never understood. I love the fact that he was in those different phases. That was super epic to me. I don't know.
I really enjoyed it.
I wanted to give my 2 cents real quick, because I think I almost messaged Juice right as I beat it, and I think I told you, I was like, that seemed kind of easy. And I think I watched your Juice Opinions, I believe. I can't remember if that was Saturday or Friday. And no, I have turned around partly on the boss, because the one I will say one of the best points you made was the fact that because that boss is customizable, that boss can be as easy and hard as you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, it's not really fair to say it's too easy of a boss, because you're the one who made it easy. I mean, you choose to do that. That's what makes it easy. I will say part of the fight. I'm a little more forgiving on. The other half to me is still kind of like whatever, because there's literally no. I almost would argue there's like no effort involved. Or let me phrase that. I feel like there was more potential with the other half of that fight that wasn't really used. Because I mean, I thought I was going to get attacked at least, and it didn't really happen. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I took some hits from.
Did you? How?
I took hits because I had an unruly horse. So
I was just
that sounds like you don't know how to drive, sir.
No. My horse was wild. I didn't tame her enough, and so.
You didn't pet her? He abuses animals, folks.
I didn't spend enough time with her, rubbing her mane.
I will say.
Well, you want to know a shortcut? Just feed it, get off and get some Swift carrots or some apples, and you get love every time. Like it grows affection for everyone it eats. So
that's like some damn Pokemon and me shit.
But that's how you can fast track.
I will say the final hit was geek worthy. When I figured out the final hit you had to do, because it's the same for anybody who plays the boss, is just like, yeah, that's pretty enjoyable. I kind of wish
I wanted to Wind Waker it, but it didn't let me.
I think that was fan service. I feel like that part was fan service, and I
was, and I loved it.
Every bit of it, and I bet that wasn't initially part of the fight. I bet that the first part of it was initially going to be the end of it, but maybe they did some testing.
They always have multi-tiered.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they do, but I just felt like this game didn't really need that and didn't really call for it. I just felt like they added that because it just felt more like Zelda-like.
Yeah, well, and that's when I was really grinning because, of course, I love my horseback riding, and it throws me on my horse, and I'm like, yes.
Well, I tell you what, did you guys stay on the horse? I jumped
did for
on
most of it.
Yeah, I think most of it.
No, I jumped off the horse, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just.
Robert, I was going to ask
we
you.
We don't care about your horse hating.
No. I did want to ask Robert, because Robert, when you first beat him, did you do any of the Divine Beast or no?
Yeah. Well, the whole thing is first I it was random. I'm gonna attempt to beat him like after one Divine Beast, and like I said, it's different if you do.
Yeah, I heard Red Knight spoiled it. It's not really a spoil, but he kind of let me know what happened.
Yeah, I looked it up.
Yeah,
I looked it up just to check. I was like,
it's
man,
ridiculous.
That is a long.
I didn't realize it because like I said, I stumbled onto Ganon the first time, and it wasn't my plan. It was to walk in there and.
Well, you better have some.
Let me get this straight. How did you stumble onto Ganon?
Because I was looking for a memory around the.
Well, I understand that, but you walked.
I was like, "Oh, that looks interesting. Let me walk over here." And it was like,
"You mean the giant ball that was at the top of the castle?"
No, I didn't see that. I was way up high. I didn't see that.
How high were you?
So high that I could touch the sky.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty obvious to me.
That was good.
Where it was going to trigger the cutscene. I don't know, but I guess.
Well, one of the main reasons.
Told you he was high, man.
One of the main reasons was I was trying to avoid one of those damn drones too. So I was just like, I wasn't even paying attention to that entrance behind me. I was just like, oh my god, the drone's gonna kill me, and I'm just, I can't. I want to have to climb all the way back up here. This memory,
wait,
I don't think I saved. And I was like running around, and I just ran into it. I was like, "Oh no, what's this?" And then one of the divine enemies showed up, and I'm like, "This is weird. Why is he here?" And I realized I didn't face him before. He just looked similar to ones that I faced.
So you better have some weapons, some arrows.
Yeah.
If you did that, you'd have to really have. You'd have to not have done Divine Beast, but done a lot of Korok seeds and. Expanded your inventory because
you would have had to have a lot of and actually have food. Like there's no way you'd be able to not do it without food.
Has anybody ran upon a video about what do you call it? What do they call it? Speed running it, and then some ridiculous speed run time.
Nah.
Yeah, the speed run time was 47 minutes.
Or that.
What was it? 15 minutes? I saw
47.
No
divine beasts.
Yeah, no divine beasts.
It was 58 minutes or something.
Like someone did the tutorial section in 20 something minutes.
It's
Because I'm thinking like even
So
if
the speed run still included them getting the paraglider, so they still did all that shit.
well, yeah,
They
you
did
got to get that. So
They did that in like 23 minutes, and then like ran up the castle, and like
How do you get to the castle without running the guardian?
they use the glitch, the horse glitch that it has infinite stamina.
Oh,
So like they landed on the
always gotta
horse.
break it.
No, because it wasn't as broken as I thought it was. Because like when they get into the castle, you're thinking, well, they don't have that many weapons, right? How are they going to attack it?
Right.
But remember, Ganon's castle's filled with weapons. All they fucking did was like, sneak attack, killed.
well, yeah,
Like,
and you're probably not going to face. It's probably going to be the base level bokoblins and moblins and Lizalfos. You're not going to have to face the silvers and blues.
Yeah,
and
so all they did, they kept doing sneak attacks, killed a few, stole all the weapons, and then climbed up
So
and fought it.
they didn't stumble into any of those Lionel gates.
No, they didn't. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Well, once you know where
I'm not
they're at.
surprised 'cause, that takes a lot of practice. It was trial and error.
Yeah,
for
they
sure.
write down notes.
No wonder,
and they
like
go
the
back.
stamina though, just to like avoid some of that stuff, you'd have to.
Right.
You have to climb around some stuff.
You'd be surprised on like a normal wheel. They still got a good bit out of it. Like
That's crazy.
because they were climbing some rocks. Like it wasn't like other games where they completely broke the game. The only two glitches I saw was the infinite stamina glitch, where if you blow the horse whistle while running, it glitches out the stamina, so it
Hope
doesn't.
Nintendo patches that so we can get a real time of.
And then the horse
speed run.
glitch, and then the horse glitch. Those were the only two glitches.
I want to see it
saw.
with no glitch. That's what I want.
What's
What
the horse
time would be.
glitch?
The horse glitch is infinite stamina for the horse, and I think it has something to do with like I can't tell looking at it, but it looks like they're doing some weird zoom in while they're dashing on their last.
Why do people have to always find like I can't
That's
stand that glitches? I can't stand that stuff. I don't like
Yeah,
watching.
I
people play
kind
Smash.
of like it because it gets ridiculous. Like Mario 64 speed runs.
Oh, I love that stuff. Yeah, fun to watch. Like I like
I
that
don't like
stuff.
people find glitches. I was watching someone play.
I don't like
Smash
you breaking
Brothers.
the game, dude.
They were like Wii Fit Trainer, and they did like 3 recoveries off the stage back to like they were using
Yeah.
like some kind of glitch with hitting the dodgeball, and then they do the recovery again. And it's like how I was like, oh, she can do it twice, so I try it. No, couldn't figure it out.
I exploited the hell out of the
That
glitch.
might have been a mod though, because people have modded characters. Like there's a
On
Not
Smash
or
Hard?
they just
there's a
I-
Lucina mod where Lucina has a completely different moveset and be
Hmm.
like, and the video was titled "This is the Lucina we deserved in Smash 4." And she has a completely different moveset that separated her from
See,
Marth.
I'm a purist with games. I hate that some dude thinks that he can make the game better with, that's cool for yourself. That's why
Don't share it,
I hate the
guy.
whole modding community. I cannot, that's my
Really?
biggest gripe about PCs. I
But
hate
modding,
mod.
no,
I hate
yeah,
the
but
I
modding
think it
community.
depends on the game.
But I love what I love about Call
You
of
just like
Duty
having people
Zombies.
naked, Robert. Right now,
No, what I love about Call of Duty Zombies is that there's a bunch of custom maps that people make. I think that's so cool.
I would say Smash
I
4
love that
mods are pretty
stuff.
fun to watch.
Yeah, I cannot stand mods and glitches. It's always bugged me. I don't know
I
why.
used to play my friend in Kobe Bryant courtside
Oh,
on
here
the
we go.
64, and I used to exploit a glitch where, like, no matter what you do, and every time he inbounded, I would steal the ball right out of his hand. Like he used to get so pissed off. He's
It's just like in
pulling-
Street Fighter 2 on the Super NES, Dalsum could just do my friend figured out he can just do his hold down and hit A and do the slide technique.
Mhm.
And there's nothing you could do if you landed on him. If you tried to low kick him, it just countered everything. And if he did it just right, he could win
just by sliding his ass
2
around the
perfect
screen.
matches in a row. And my friend threw a chair at him. He was so mad.
Well, yeah, because that's some bullshit, dude.
And maybe that's spawned it, but I cannot stand any modding type glitching stuff. I just don't. Just play the fucking game. Why?
Well, they
you
do
gotta
play the game. I think they play the game. They play the hell out of it, and then they just like, oh, let's.
Yeah.
do some
Yeah,
cool-
people mod the
I
game
wanna
because of how much they like the game.
I know,
What happened
it
to
just bugs me.
Smash.
I can't explain it. Someone do a speed run. Don't glitch. Just do a speed run legit.
I don't think the hardest part about the speedrun is the stamina shit. That's the reason why it's so hard.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I want to see the pure time for that. I agree.
I mean, the
can't
pure
do- you
time
can't
is
do
probably
that,
it's probably like 3 hours if I had to be fair.
You can't
3
do
or
that
2
Zelda
hours.
roll from the other Zelda games.
Well, the Zelda roll was stupid because one looked like a dumbass. See,
It
Link,
wasn't that much faster either. It was just
Wait,
No, it
barely.
wasn't. But it was
Well,
enough
I'm
to,
Every time you see speed runs of Zelda games, Link is always doing something stupid while he's walking
Yeah.
around.
doing
In this
some kind of
game,
weird jump.
Yeah, in this game, he's fucking blowing his fingers all the time because he's trying to get the horse to come in because that's how you trigger the stamina glitch. So he's sitting there going like he's blowing. He's like,
Oh my goodness.
Hey man, that's what you get. That's how when you glitch.
It's not fun to watch.
Well, actually, that's pretty funny because he's like, they're like monsters spawning around him, and all he's doing is whistling like a jackass. And I'm just like 10 out of 10, best game ever. He got it done.
All right, so let's before we get on the direct stuff. Now that everyone's beating it, Robert, you were still playing it, last week. So what is your objective before you're like, all right, I'm gonna put Zelda down till the DLC comes out? For me, it's 120 shrines without looking up their location, and then my secondary is try to find all the side quests. I think I have 6 or 7 left to activate, and then if I have 194 Korok seeds. I think if I get like 250 on my own, I'll call it good. Like I already don't need any more weapon slots, and I really don't care about finding all 900. So I'm gonna that's my goal before I'll say, all right, I'm putting it down for good until the DLC comes out. So that's my objective. T, you haven't played it since you beat it, really?
No, I played it a little bit.
What do you have?
Consistent.
What's kind of your bucket list for this game?
Well, I have 40 more shrines to find, 40, and that I don't care about Korok seeds. They can kiss my ass, and I'm not trying to max those out. That's ridiculous. Yeah, and side quests too. I want to, that's my other thing, and I'm like, I'll be happy just finishing that stuff. So,
and maybe find some gear.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What am I saying?
I
had to get those damn gear sets, man. The clothing sets. I'm seeing people run around in Guardian outfits.
That shit's awesome.
Makes me jealous. So
it glows in the dark when you go to that. I had the shirt when I went to the area that's pitch black, and I had that. I was glad I had that because it looks so cool in the dark. But Robert, I know you're going off of you're looking up where stuff's at, but you still have to like go do all the Korok stuff. You can't like fast travel everywhere. You still have to walk everywhere and get them. But
yeah.
So you're gonna try to get all 900?
Yeah, I'm gonna take down 900, and technically to 100% the map and stuff. You also have to be at every location, like visit every and to me, I'm like, I would have thought I would have already done that, but I guess I haven't.
Probably will get.
There's little areas that you just,
Well, it's funny because I'm looking. There's a side quest like the Gerudo Highlands, and I'm like, where the f is this at? It's not on my map anywhere. I'm looking. Finally, when I got there, and the next time I looked at my map, I'm like, that's right there. Like that's when it clicked with me. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't show it until you get there. Yeah. Just like Great Fairy Fountains, they're on your map once you find them. Then it says it on your map.
Right. Oh, speaking of which, not speaking of that, but I haven't done all the. I guess that's a side quest too. I haven't done the Triforce Springs, as I call them. I haven't done that stuff yet. That's a shrine quest, right?
Well, each one, yeah. It's technically a shrine quest, yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't done that either.
Terrell, you got any post beat the game stuff you want to do, or are you going to be all about that persona?
My post game quest is to find the magical thorn that fits that ass for Zelda, and I couldn't do that with a straight face. I don't know, man. To be fair, because the only other thing I would want to do is either the shrines or the outfits. I don't really care about the Korok seeds as much. I mean, I'll do it if I run across it, but I'm not going out of my way to find them, and probably some of the side quests. But considering the position I'm in right now with Persona 5, I can't say I'll be putting the game down until DLC, because pretty sure at least the first half of DLC will come before I even have the ability to go back to the game fully. Especially considering Persona 5 and then Fire Emblem next month, and I'm just like, I ain't gonna have time for shit. And then depending on whether ARMS or Splatoon 2 gets released, that's a whole nother fucking problem.
Yeah,
I imagine surprised any of you were like, well, what about Mario Kart 8? Because I figured Mario Kart 8 was gonna take some of your guys' time.
I mean, it will.
It's gonna
but
take mine because I plan on getting good, man. I don't like
I don't play that
being
shit.
good at Mario Kart 8 anymore.
He's
Mario
you're just,
Kart anymore.
you know,
you're just tired of the L's, man. That's all that is.
Can't
T,
take the
I was
L's
in
anymore.
that. When that game came out, I was where you're at for months. I was so mad that I was always losing. Red Knight was always just way out in front. And I just did the time trial thing, and I was like, I'm gonna get first on every time trial on every track, and that taught me because you watched the Ghost from
That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm
I was
going
like,
back
that's
into
when it clicked. I found out how to shave seconds off of tracks, and that once I wasn't fighting the tracks, and I was just fighting the items and the other racers. That's when I got good at the game.
exactly my plan. I'm going back into the Wii U one, and I'm gonna get good, son. So
Yeah, I don't plan on that taking up too much of my time Mario Kart when it comes out. So honestly, and ARMS doesn't look like I'm gonna play it every day type of game either. Like that. I mean, that's gonna be on a Saturday night. Hey, you guys,
right? That's a quick. You're not gonna be on that for hours and hours and hours. You're gonna be on a 30-minute spurt, maybe an hour spurt tops.
So I even started a second profile. I already started Zelda a second time. I didn't get far, but I'm going to try a few things before I get off the plateau. I'm going to see has anybody got off the plateau without the paraglider? It seems
I'm pretty sure there's a glitch for it.
I mean, I've looked and I'm like, God, this spot looks like you could drop down and
don't you just die?
I don't think they give you.
You go to hell, you die.
I don't think they give you. There's no stamina mushrooms. I don't think on the plateau because it's like you could just cook dishes and you can climb down. So, but anyway, I'm already looking forward to starting over and seeing the world without the beams in the sky and Death Mountain on fire. With the smoke again. I was like, man, and I really did it just to show somebody the beginning area without spoiling it. Guy at work, and I was like, you know what, I shouldn't because that hard mode's coming at some point. So, and Derek Steelfox, like he's waiting to even like really go in on the game until the hard mode. I don't know why he thinks. He's just very hardcore about stuff like that. Like he likes the challenge.
He's an internet gangster.
To me, like this
game's already hard as hell.
Other than the Divine Beast, like the bosses and stuff, this game is already plenty hard. I'm curious what this hard mode will be. Will it be mixing stuff up, or will it just be these guys take more damage? Like that would be disappointing.
Yeah, just more damage. That would be kind of lame.
I hope there's more to it. So anyway, let's talk about this.
Hold on, before we go. I just want
here we go.
A quick thing about like. One of my favorite things about this game is obviously we talked about is the challenges people put on themselves and seeing videos like that. I just stumbled on this video today. It was hilarious. Somebody asked a guy, "Can you beat Ganon with a cuckoo?" And I was like, I never would have thought of that. And he's trying to carry this cuckoo to Hyrule Castle, Istanbul. Hilarious thing I've ever seen. And he gets there. I don't want to spoil it, so go check it out. I guess just look up beating Ganon with a cuckoo. And
someone actually tried to throw. Someone did something similar. They tried to throw a cuckoo and Death Mountain.
When you attack the cuckoo for too long, it swarms with a bunch of cuckoos.
Yeah, but
that's no secret.
Yeah, but how do you get it to consistently do that to kill a boss?
They will keep on you until you die.
No, I thought it stopped after a while when you were late.
Not that I've known of.
Well, thinking I'm not a fucking masochist. I don't try that often.
I want to. In previous Zeldas, they will attack you until you get away or die. That's it. They will.
Well, I've seen people throw, getting thrown at enemies and stuff, and they just
that shit's funny.
Yeah, and so I guess somebody saw that and was like, "Oh, why couldn't you do it to Ganon?" And so the guy, it's hilarious. You got to watch the video. Maybe I'll find it and I'll share it with you guys.
Yeah,
the chat.
There's just so many, the diversity and the
right.
It's just so many things that can happen that I'm sure they didn't plan on, and it's just the world that they created led to this creativity with the users, the people playing it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
that's
not that different from modding.
Yeah, but it's pretty similar. These are like things you'd be able to do in mods. To be fair.
Yeah, I mean. The way I just phrased it was kind of like modding, but I just mean without the glitches and stuff. Still, there's just the things you can do.
There's only like a few glitches I've seen, which is the horse, like the one about the horse sliding off the damn ledges because your horse gets if you get too close to a ledge and it knows it can't go down, it'll stop. You can actually glitch your horse out to make it like be gliding off the side of a fucking cliff. I mean, granted, you will kill it, but you know, it's just funny as hell to watch. And
Yeah,
then there's like a warp glitch where you can crash the game if you what was it? Oh, if you like if you go from one shrine to another, but you're like on the horse, if you try to when you warp back to it, the horse will glitch out the link and it'll crash the game. It's small stuff, but you know, it's entertaining.
They'll fix that stuff, I think.
Yeah.
All right, so let's
Maybe
talk
they
about,
fix that frame rate. Sorry.
let's talk about this Nintendo Direct, which is on the 12th of this month, so 2 days from now. You know, remember the old Direct? So this will not be discussing mobile games or NX. Remember, they always had to put that little caption. This is the first Direct. I guess we had the Fire Emblem one, but this is pretty much the first one. So they said information on Nintendo Switch and Nintendo 3DS and a new Nintendo Direct presentation focused mainly on ARMS and Splatoon 2. So that's curious that it's just mainly going to be that, but there'll also be some other information.
Yeah.
So
they shouldn't have left that door open because people are like, oh, they're gonna have this and this and that and all this and that.
Yeah. So what do you think will be some of the non-ARMS Splatoon 2 kind of stuff? Like I asked this in the chat. So I mean, Nintendo 3DS is listed, so obviously they're going to talk about something. But what do you think? Fire Emblem?
Yeah, Pikmin and Fire Emblem. Those are the only two games I can think of.
And then any chance of like mentioning, you know, Zelda DLC update? I mean, what do you guys expect? I guess
maybe.
Robert?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, because they've told us specific things before, but then they've shown a lot of other stuff actually in other directs.
I think Robert doesn't care as long as he's getting more Splatoon 2 stuff. He don't give a shit about nothing else right now.
I'm just trying to think. I was trying to think of anything else they might.
Hey man, we might get some system update related stuff.
The stability.
Yeah, get some more. Yeah, make some more stable consoles.
What about the online stuff? You think it'll be mentioned?
No,
No,
no.
I don't think so.
I think that'll be a part of E3. I think that'll be an E3.
That'll be an E3 blowout. Along with new games, you can now play online with voice chat. Pick up your phone.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. They're gonna be going on Splatoon ideas, Splatoon details, and not talk about online stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be kind of weird. So
yeah, that'd be kind of weird because you would think one of the big focuses would be talking about, you know, playing with friends.
Well, here's my question. Do you think we're gonna get release dates for either of those games?
Oh, I guarantee there has to be release dates. Like I would be shocked if there wasn't.
I think for ARMS, not
for ARMS, definitely. Splatoon might still be a month. You know, they'll tell you a month.
Yeah, so that's what I'm leaning towards.
Yeah.
Because ARMS is supposed to come out before Splatoon, and I would ARMS. Well, just a generalized question. Do you think those games will be out before E3?
No.
I think ARMS will be.
We'll do predictions after.
Oh, okay.
So what do you? All right, ARMS. Obviously, they just did a couple weeks ago. They did like character videos that were pretty cool, and they only showed the ones we already seen. And they did. Do you expect more characters in this Direct?
Yes.
For ARMS?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's weird because what if they only have those? It's like 5 of them, right?
It's a $60 game. It better have more than those.
5. The game's already a fail. I mean, it's already gonna. I think.
Yeah, that's just insulting.
That's worse than no voice chat in Splatoon. I think that would be.
Well, I don't know how that's equatable. But
well, then how many?
I'm just saying to the fan base.
How many characters do you think there'll be?
I would say at least.
I would think 10 to 12. I would think.
Man,
ARMS should at least get in the double digits at the very least.
You would think.
Maybe, but you know what? Because it's all new characters, every single one is new. They might just keep it really low.
God, I'm gonna be real with you. If there's only the 5 characters, I'm
pass.
Yeah, I think I'm passing. I haven't seen enough to say that for sure, but I'm saying no. I ain't buying it.
But what if there's like a single player stuff?
There's not going. There won't be. There's more than that.
Because then you're only playing. If you're pick a character, then you play against yourself and 4 other characters, and what? There'd probably maybe a boss. If you're playing like a story mode,
like a budget title.
Hey man, I'm about to say unless they're doing something like Splatoon related, but you don't really want to do that with a fighter.
Yeah, you could add I mean, you could add some characters down the road, but
I mean, you can, but I'm saying like you don't want to start the game off with 5 fighters.
no, I
would
would
be $60.
I would say they got to at least have 10 at launch.
Yeah,
Oh,
what is
that
this? You can't do that because what is this? Killer Instinct or something? What's it?
You know what I'm saying? Killer Instinct has seasons, for God's sakes.
Mhm. So I would fully expect more characters, and then I don't know what else. What else can they cover with that game that we don't already know?
You mean everything? You mean like everything? I mean, come on, man. We barely know anything
about this game other than the fact you can.
I know, but
use
it's just
motion
gonna
control.
be online and offline battling 1-on-1. I guess I don't. Maybe there's.
I don't know. There might be a single player, man. They might do
Honestly, I think there is a single player, and I also
a
think
story for each character.
we
if they
also
wanna
don't
do that.
know.
Well, yeah,
what
it's going to be
modes
a typical
got.
fighter, you would think.
Yeah, we don't know what modes we're getting.
Yeah, I mean, pretty safe to say there's probably training,
Also-
and there's probably an arcade, and then there's probably online.
Yeah.
Also, I'm curious about if they're going to ask you what lore. And I know this is stupid, but you know, it's Nintendo, and I get a kick. I get a kick out of new. I mean, all the lore they did with Splatoon. I'm curious.
Right,
about
that
the
was
lore.
awesome. Why
I
do
like
they
the
have
lore.
springy arms? Where are they from? You know, that
Yeah,
kind of
like, hey man, it's just that interesting, and the fact that it looks. A lot of people keep thinking it's Nintendo's version of Overwatch, and it's like I can
Without
kinda
the
see-
shooting.
Well, no, they're still shooting. They're just shooting their hands all the damn time.
So I mean, the idea of a single player, I guess it's not far fetched, like a 3D platformer type of thing, or what do
I
you
don't.
think,
I
Robert?
was expecting like a single player. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I
absolutely
mean, a single
wasn't.
player would be considered like an arcade mode in my
I would,
opinion.
yeah, I was thinking arcade mode where you just take on you just battle through the. Obviously, I'm thinking 10 plus characters, and then you fight the boss, and then that's what I was thinking. But you said single player, I guess. You know, I never thought of it, but I wouldn't rule it out completely.
I don't know how so you mean like a traditional single player where you're walking around?
I mean, I guess it might be traditional.
I think the single player would just be arcade personally.
But then you could have each character has their own story.
Yeah, but see,
all
I don't know
fighting
how Nintendo's gonna do that. I've never really. I would be interested in seeing it, but like
Nintendo's not known for stories.
and
I would
Nintendo
like
has
to
talked
have
about like
a,
no lore with this game yet. If you notice, like
Well, I would
literally,
like to have a subspace emissary with arms.
I mean, do you really need lore for this type of game? Like,
yes, because I mean, think about it. Think about
yes.
it. All right,
I
think
wanna
about it.
know
When
Ribbon
Splatoon was-
Girls
all right,
doing,
think about this. When Splatoon was announced, like I think when it was initially revealed at E3, we kind of got like a basic trailer and understanding of the game. And the next time we saw it, we kind of got this weird lore blowout on top of everything else. Like, welcome to
single player.
you know, you got the Square researchers and it's, you know, we're in this world of all these cephalopods and stuff. Like that second Splatoon information dump not only poured out a whole bunch of lore, but also poured out like all the different features of the game. I feel like with ARMS, it just seems weird that literally it's just kind of like we got these characters who can throw arms at each other, and it kind of just stops at that. Like I think there's way more to this game. I think this is gonna be like it'll probably be like a Splatoon thing where Splatoon was initially revealed, had an interesting concept, and then the second time we saw it, it was like a damn blowout. Like that single player trailer.
I hope it's not like Platoon, which is story blue balls.
Listen.
I want more from Splatoon. I don't want another game that does the same stuff.
Listen. We already still got to answer the question: where the fuck is Callie in the trailer? Considering you had Marie all by herself, and you're like,
She did.
I hope dead.
hey, chill out, man. I mean, great. I'm Team Marie to begin with. I mean, Callie, cool. I'm Team Marie to begin with. That ain't the point. I know some fans be mad as fuck. Don't say that shit.
I want team just England. Let's have them. in
Fans put
lives.
their
I
own
know
lore
damn-
into these games, man. Like,
I know damn
nothing-
Callie Marie.
But I
it's
mean,
not a lot to do with Callie Marie, but a lot of people have affinity for them too.
Well, that's
Boy,
why
man, they
I like
become fucking
understand the
idols.
humanity part. How they had, you know, humanity's done, and all of a sudden these England guys are here.
I
It's
mean,
like, that's way better
we
than
died with the
Callie
Wii U
Marie.
generation. That's what happened.
It's kind of dark, man. It's kind of dark.
It is
So,
dark.
I guess, I mean, T, what do you think for ARMS? I mean, we've talked about it a lot, but what do you expect from this direct for ARMS?
I haven't even thought about it. I don't know what to expect from ARMS. Like,
Well-
I expect, them to talk about the different modes and Maybe some more characters they're gonna show off, and like really get into maybe. Well, they already did that with like what arms do, the different arms do, and a different hand.
Well, actually, here's my question: you think they'll be able to buy? Maybe you have the ability to go to a shop and buy more different types of arms.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe they're like more that are a little bit more variety. Because I mean, obviously the ones we got so far are cool, but it'd be interesting to see like if there are combos that can be created from like swinging one type of arm and then coming at it again with the other type. Yeah. Like you're the one that's like a shuriken and the other one that's like a boomerang, and you can do like ridiculous combos. Like I don't know,
almost like Mario Kart, where you pick your tires and you pick your cart and you pick your glider and all that combined in different ways can help you with speed and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, can it do? Can you put different combinations of arms and hands together?
Yeah, and then you combine with your character's specific abilities, like how Ribbon Girl can do double jumps and Ninjara can like disappear in midair and shit.
Yeah.
See how many characters did Pokken Tournament launch with? Because it didn't have any.
It was like 12. I think it was like 12.
Like 12,
yeah.
12 or 13 and even the DLC ones we never fucking got in the States.
Yeah, never got them. But like,
I don't want to talk about that.
Because the game apparently didn't sell enough.
It's sold
obviously
like $1 million.
Right. Like, why couldn't they just said
that's the
one
Wii
port, U, man?
That's the one port I fucking want purely for that.
I think that's the one port you're gonna get. Probably.
I think we Pokken Tournament 2 would be before port, but
I think that's in the cards.
All right, so let's talk about Splatoon 2. We had the test fire. We had, we've seen 3-4 stage. Well, in action, I don't know if we've only seen the 2 stages in action, because the test fire had 2. And what did the E3 or not the E3? The announcement.
The third one.
Robert, what was that playable at the event?
At the event, it was the same ones that they showed.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. We got that third one.
They showed some pictures of the skate of that.
That one looks
BMX
super. That one looks super interesting to me personally.
Yeah,
because it's kind of like you're if you inked up that whole area, you'd be almost borderline gliding on the walls every time you kind of jump in there.
Yeah, that's true.
And I kind of want to see if that maybe pertains to new modes or if that's just still. I mean, obviously you're gonna still be able to do that in Turf War, but I like the idea of like having a map where you could literally like swing around the whole thing if you ink out a path. Just cool as hell to me.
Yeah. Before we go on to Splatoon, I guess I forgot we do the predictions for the ARMS release date. I know Robert, you already had kind of your guess earlier. If you remember what you said.
You don't remember.
Robert?
I gave it up. Well, I do have a prediction. Did I really give one earlier? I don't remember.
I thought somebody did. I thought it was you.
No, I didn't. I don't remember saying.
Yeah, you get.
Robert is drunk. Don't worry about it.
I do have a prediction. You want me to say it?
Go ahead. For ARMS.
For ARMS, I say May 19th.
All right, that's pretty soon. Terrell, you have a date?
Yeah, I think May 15th.
What?
T?
Yes.
May 26th.
You're thinking of Monday there, Terrell?
Yeah, I'm thinking of Monday. I'm fucking
out of nowhere.
You want to look at a calendar and check the Fridays?
Oh, fine. You know what? Fine. I'll look at a calendar real quick since nobody wants to give me any fucking peace of mind. You know what? Fine. I think it's going to be May 16th. Boom.
What?
You want to know why? Because guess what's releasing on a Tuesday this month?
Nothing.
Exactly.
What is?
Mario Kart 8.
No, it's not.
It's releasing on the 28th.
The 28th. That's a Friday.
That's Friday, dude.
Wait.
Fail.
You got a 2017 calendar?
I'm looking at the map for April right now.
You got a 2017 calendar or 2016?
No, I see what I did.
Live on the air failure.
I'm looking at the April calendar and I saw 28, but I'm looking at March 28th.
Yeah, that's March 28th.
Yeah, I was looking at April 28th. Okay.
Dirt.
I'm still, you know, I'm sticking with 16. I don't give a fuck.
Go ahead.
Take your L's in stride. I don't give a damn. Never back down, folks. Always remember that shit.
I'm gonna say June 16th.
My birthday.
And
Nice.
close to T's birthday, according to my calendar. A couple weeks before.
Yeah.
Well, it's my birthday. That's my. You literally
That's
picked
yours?
my
Yeah.
birthday. Yeah.
I'm saying the week of E3. I'm saying June 16th.
So you're a Cancer too? Look at all these cancers.
I thought I was a Gemini.
T, can you?
maybe it's Gemini. I don't
Are
know.
you able to
You
pull
don't
up a
fucking
calendar?
know.
Is T able to look
They
at a
changed it,
calendar
man.
properly?
I ain't changed shit.
What do you
Me?
think? Yeah. What are you thinking? for Arms?
I think Mario Kart 8 is coming out on the 12th. Oh, we talking about ARMS, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said the 26th.
Same day as Street Fighter.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, really?
That's just a dick move towards Capcom. Hey guys, I'm putting on a fighter next to your fighter.
You know. Okay. Let's.
It's a classic fighter, though. It's not like it's
Right.
been around.
Oh,
for
so
a while.
arms is not. So you saying arms isn't a real fight?
And
No,
next
it's-
week after the direct, our next podcast, depending on what we'll see, I want to discuss our thoughts on what we think ARMS will actually do sales wise and community wise. But
I'm more concerned about that you think that arms is going to release in June because
Yeah.
to me that then brings up the question: when the hell do you think Splatoon 2 is going to launch?
we'll talk about that later.
You mean in a little bit, right?
Yeah, a little bit. So, Splatoon 2. Let's get back to thoughts for what they'll show. I think they've already kind of talked about some stuff. They're going to bring back the rollout of content, but they better have the squads, the friend squads, and all that there day one. And we need some confirmation of that kind of stuff in the direct. Don't leave any
3 maps.
questions. Yeah.
Now, how would you feel if they say later on when the service comes, we're gonna have squads?
Yeah, I guess I'll wait till the service.
Oh.
I think the service is gonna launch with Splatoon 2. So
No online multiplayer until September.
Imagine. That'd be funny.
It's funny because it could happen because it's Nintendo.
So do you think they'll be talking about map rotation and stuff like that? I mean, what do you guys expect?
Oh yeah, we're gonna take an L on that. All right.
No, I think they'll have a separate direct for that very specific stuff.
Okay, that's possible. What do you think?
But I think they'll talk about single player for sure.
Yeah, I don't think there's much to talk about really. They already said it's about the same. Going to be about.
Yeah,
the
but they
same
haven't really said anything about the single
in
player.
like
at
a
all.
tutorial, just like the first game. So
Yeah,
maybe
you gotta show it though.
yeah, they
That's
didn't
not
show-
acceptable for me. Another glorified tutorial.
It's
I
not
wanted
gonna be
The game to be fleshed out.
Me too. I want it to be fleshed out.
I know we were talking about
There's
that. Right
squids
tonight.
everywhere. How much more flesh do you need?
What?
Damn it! Never mind.
I was hoping this game would be like it could be the single player could be like a shooter platformer, you know, where it's just
I was
like-
hoping for like a 20-hour adventure, but
yeah,
Yeah,
the potential is there for it, you know, but
they still can, but for some reason they don't
they
want
don't
to.
want to do it, man.
I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind having a separate game for it, even. You know.
Oh yeah, like we talked about that. You just give us a
Inkling
spinoff
Adventure.
then. If you don't want to give
Yeah.
us
Super Inkling Adventure.
because I mean, there's so much potential there. I was
A
thinking
lot.
for 3D platformer with Splatoon mechanics. I
oh
mean,
my goodness.
so I mean, I guess what anybody have any other? What do you expect for real? What do you expect to find out?
New maps. They'll show up some new maps, but that's the
I
problem. is
want
that
to hear the new commercial theme song.
the yeah, I don't even know what that would be.
Well,
Well,
Splat
that's
2,
the
what do
thing.
we expect?
No, we're not.
Well, the whole thing, I think, for instance, that the fact that they say they're going to focus mainly on ARMS and Splatoon, but they're also going to show other games, which make no sense. But
So but why even point that out? It doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. It's like
yeah, because it's like that means to me those other games that they're going to show, those 3DS games, are going to be about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
think
what
people-
you, that's what you
people
think.
prefer that.
Yeah,
That's gonna be half the direct is on damn 3DS.
I'm about to say, I
games.
think people are gonna be happy about the fact that they're like the lesser half of the direct because we were like, I don't want to see no fucking polygons. No, I don't want to see no square faces.
Why they still making 3DS games, bitch?
Where's my Pokemon stars? Damn it! Yeah.
For real, that's what people are gonna be upset. As soon as they come on, I can already hit.
Well, that's
Here comes the 3DS stuff.
Yeah,
3DS, and it's like
You'll be watching those live reactions, and all the damn 3DS parts will be cut out.
Yeah. It just
Well,
I'm
weird.
interested in Pikmin 3DS. Like
I
wanna
keep
see
saying
that.
it would be awesome if for ARMS they had Little Mac as a fighter, right, or something.
A lot of people have said that.
How? No, I know, but the way I've actually thought how it could be implemented, he doesn't have any of the stretchy arms or something, but the only way to attack him is from far away. So you have to throw him across, but then he'll run at you. You know what I mean? So he's
So
super
you're
fast.
saying he doesn't have stretchy arms?
Yeah,
He
you
doesn't
gotta
have
keep
stretchy
him-
arms.
But
You gotta
that
keep him
person-
away.
yeah,
You're gonna
No,
break the
no,
damn game. That's a
I'm
fail
not
right
the
there.
It's like the way you deal with him in Smash. You throw him off the fucking stage because he can't recover.
But he doesn't even have to be a character. Like he could be a
could be a boss or something.
I
How
bet
does he
he
get you?
could be the DK of their punch out.
Because imagine how cool would that be? Like it's like a strategy. You got to throw him far to actually fight him.
Well, I'm saying like it's the same thing as like how DK was a boss in Punch Out. He could be a boss in Arms.
Yeah, because he would run fast towards you, and as soon as he got close, he'd demolish you. So your goal would
yeah,
have
so
to
you
be
gotta
keep him at
grab
a
him, throw him
distance.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
Jab his ass into oblivion.
Yeah, because that's the one thing we haven't
How
seen
cool would
yet.
that
Like
be? That
how
would be
how
pretty cool.
close quarters can you get as far as the characters are concerned and
Yeah,
still throw
that's-
punches?
that's what I'm
Probably.
saying. How
Good
cool would
question.
it be? I think that'd be pretty cool.
Can I wave my arms
Maybe they'll
around
answer
and
that on the
grab?
12th.
No, they answer that on the 13th. That's just it's terrible.
I would think, like someone said, a release month for sure. I'm almost thinking release date, but it's Nintendo and it's gonna be. They still have E3 and stuff.
I think we'll get a release date for Arms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
A release
Yeah.
month for Splatoon.
definitely seems like a month.
Well, should we go ahead and talk about the predictions for the release date?
We might as well. So I'll go first. August 25th.
Oh, god
Bruh.
damn.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh lord!
God damn.
Somebody else said that. I think Rob. Rule 2, maybe his
What
was.
is wrong with you people?
What do you guys think?
Jesus!
I'm gonna say it first because I think just in case someone steals it. I'm gonna say June 30th.
Damn, that's kind of close to what I was thinking.
The reason is because
God
it's the
damn
last
it.
day. It's like the last day of the month.
Of the half of the year. I mean, that'd be almost on your birthday there.
Yeah, that. I was gonna say it's gonna
Oh,
be
it's almost your birthday, but you want to talk shit about my birthday in June?
it's gonna be Super Mario. It's gonna be like Star Fox 64, man. Back in the day, it's gonna.
That's a
release-
lot of. I mean, you're talking Mario Kart 8's Arms and Splatoon in like a 2-month span. I mean, I
Well,
guess I wouldn't be
exactly, 'cause you
mad.
have
with
Well,
it.
for you, if we go
Well,
by
no,
your
you guys-
you think Juice, it's like 3 or 4 months.
Well, yeah, because it'd be Zelda, then Mario.
No, I'm
Kart.
talking about Mario Kart 8, and then you
Yeah.
got May, you're getting Arms and Street Fighter, and then June. I mean, in a 2-month span, you got 3 major games. I'm not saying that I'm
Yeah.
against it. I'm just saying that's
But
pretty.
no,
wishful
I
thinking.
thought we were going by your thing because I thought by your thing it wouldn't be 3 months. It'd be like
Yeah, that's why I'm spacing. I'd be shocked if Splatoon's even in July. That's just me.
my Splatoon is
Um,
July 7th, man.
damn it, fuck.
July
what?
7th.
You know what? July 4th.
4th of July weekend, son.
Wait,
July
July 4th.
Oh wait a minute,
I'm
that would
saying-
be
I'm saying
the weekend
July
before. Never
4th.
mind.
Is that a
Terrell
let's-
just thinks they're gonna break their Friday.
Yeah, why was it
They
Keep pushing that,
They're
man.
just gonna put it on Tuesdays now.
I used to do it Sundays forever, and
Now
then
I don't give a damn. Now I don't give a damn.
So-
Tuesdays.
Yeah, Rule 2 and we're pretty close. He said August 25th, and then he put
Have you been to his house yet?
June 23rd for his Arms release date. So
damn,
we're both. What did I?
I like
say?
how y'all
I said
pushing that
16th.
way out.
that's
Yeah.
way out there.
But
I got
overall, I mean, I guess we'll see.
I'm
Somebody.
just saying because you still got Fire Emblem Warriors, you still got Xenoblade, and still got possibly Pikmin 4. Possibly we're not gonna
Whoever
confirm that.
wins, everybody gonna pitch in to get them a copy of the game.
No bullshit. You mean I'm also have to spend $10 extra because it's a cartridge. So I ain't got that kind of money.
Cartridge is cheaper than digital because of the Gamers Club or Amazon Prime. It's like
Ooh.
so crazy that they
Yeah,
have.
no. What's the point of buying digital?
I know.
Convenience,
Jesus.
man. You can
Convenience.
conveniently remove money from your wallet.
I thought you were gonna say the convenience of DRM that forces me to download the game anyway.
It's gonna be weird putting a different cartridge. I haven't. Zelda's been the only game since March 3rd in my Switch.
It's weird just hearing that. It's gonna be weird putting in a different cartridge.
I know.
Go break that switch in, son.
But talking, you guys had mentioned, you know, the 3DS stuff gets covered. I listened to Leveled Head's video about, I guess, I don't know. I don't follow a lot of people, and he's following people who are like saying that there should be more third-party games on the Switch, you know, by now, whatever. But in that, he was talking about how every time Nintendo would do a direct, it'd be all about the 3DS with a little bit of Wii U. That's when he started realizing, hey, they're not really supporting the system anymore, you know, and stuff. And it's like, I understood why people are like, I wanted more Wii U. I understand that, but they also have the 3DS still. So I mean, I never get mad at it, and I usually watch directs on the replay because they're usually playing when I'm at work. This one will probably be no different. So I could always
no,
just
it's at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I usually don't get home to about 6:15.
Oh, right.
So I've always been able to kind of jump ahead of the games I didn't care about. But
well, that's the stigma, man. Well, you know, some people are salty about that 3DS.
People just didn't like the 3DS stuff. I mean,
I'm curious about it. Doesn't that NBA Playgrounds game come out in May?
Oh, yeah, that comes out in May.
Is that really a physical release? No, right?
I don't know.
That
doesn't make it not count.
Shit out of that game. He was like,
it doesn't mean it doesn't count.
No, but
he's like, oh, it's like ain't a physical release, right?
No, well, wouldn't it be like, you know, it's not like it's not gonna go up against arms. Like arms are gonna demolish
it. It doesn't have the muscle for it. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Depending on the price and stuff, I mean that could take some sales away, but if it comes out like right before it. I mean, because Robert, there are people who buy like a game and then play it extensively before even thinking of buying. No, listen, before even thinking about buying the next game, not just like buying every new game. Just people don't have the time or the funds to do that.
But I don't think Playgrounds is gonna be $60. I think
it's 20. I thought it was already.
I think it's gonna be 20.
But I mean, like that game could come out. Let's say if you think ARMS is coming out in the middle of May. And that could be enough to tide people over and maybe, I'll wait on ARMS or something, you know. If they're that close together, I could just see that. Maybe maybe ARMS would kill the NBA game, but, you know, it's just, you don't want to have too many games in the same. I mean,
the NBA game.
Well, we noticed there's a bunch of indie games coming out every damn week.
I know. So, I mean.
Mr. Shifty's coming out in a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it comes out Thursday, doesn't it?
Next week, I think it's apparently Wonder Boy. I didn't even know about that.
Oh, yeah, Wonder Boy, yeah.
Wonder Boy.
That looks pretty good.
Sorry.
So, yeah, I mean, there's some games coming. We're not used to this in the first month, you know, having all of a sudden the thought of like too many games, like, you know, I guess if it was like a holiday.
Were they around buying these games on the Wii U when they came out with all those third-party games at launch?
No,
like,
no.
They didn't buy those. So how you gonna complain about that this time around? I don't understand. I don't get it.
Because I can.
And who, you know, I think all of us were like Mario Kart 8, like April, like what? Why? You know, that was before we played Zelda and stuff. I'm so glad there wasn't like another major title out yet. That
me too.
I'm not ready to not to.
Well, also think about it. Fucking Mario Kart 8, and we're less than a month away from that. Like that comes out in like less
2 weeks, ain't it?
Yeah, it's a little bit
18 days. Oh, I guess it's just under 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's just under 3 weeks, and you're just kind of like, well, damn, when did we get this close to Mario Kart 8?
But how nice would it be if we were coming up close to Mario Kart 9? Like
that I'm saying that. Granted, the thing is about Mario Kart 8 is that we all exhausted the hell out of Mario Kart 8 for the most part. Yeah, obviously there's new stuff in it, but it's still Mario Kart 8. So that's why people are looking at it like that, you know.
Yeah, if it was a Mario Kart 9, I would be I'd be like
Yeah, it'll be a
on
different
cloud
story.
nine.
Yeah. I mean,
Dude,
I'd be so excited.
that was a bad joke.
That's
Juju.
why I
You
said
feel
I would
bad.
have loved, not to again want to take a game up from the 3DS library,
Oh,
but
here we go.
I would have loved to have that Mario sports game
Mm-hmm.
for Switch. That would have
I
been a nice alternate game a nice complement game to Zelda.
I agree.
That would have been a good game. So,
Yeah.
oh well,
And like I've been saying,
it's not
like
gonna happen.
He was just like, oh, all right.
Let it go and walk away.
He's sad now.
even though I played exhausted Mario Kart 8, like I still probably gonna try to get the 3 stars and all the cups again.
Yeah,
and
we know.
Me too. I was thinking that too.
Well, wait,
I was
hey
like,
man, we'll finally get back to the original origins of the Juices Loose.
I'm
yeah,
going in. I
Yeah.
said I'm going in. So
Yeah, I'm almost
for
wish I
me, it's
played
gonna be
it.
great. But I can see where somebody else be
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Well, see, I'm
almost
hoping
wish I played it
honestly hoping
less.
Arms is in May because I won't have anything. I won't really be playing anything like until then because I'm not getting Mario Kart 8 personally.
Yeah, I wasn't
Oh.
going to until just
No,
I don't know, man. I can't-
you
I
were
can't
fucking
even-
getting it. You just didn't realize you were getting it. That's all.
I've been
that was.
crying since the game came out, man. I need the battle mode. What battle mode? I can't walk away now. It's
Well,
yeah,
no, actually,
we've been asking for battle mode for a long
Yeah.
time, and now they're giving it to us. Like,
but you gotta buy another game to get it, bitch.
and that's still like
we
even
still
though
win.
I got burned on buying it digital, so I couldn't trade it in towards the new one, and the digital version on the Switch would be basically $18 more for me because of the Gamers Club and the $5 coupon I had from the Gamers Club. That I would have to pay more, but again, I'm like, that's one of those games that's so nice to just have on your system.
I was saying the same thing today. I was like,
and
should I
not
just get this game digital? Like,
because that's gonna make me play it even less. I'm like, oh, I gotta take
switch
it
it
out. I gotta take Zelda out, and
You gotta switch it up. Is that what you just said?
as you gotta switch it out, man.
Mhm.
Man.
it's only 6 gigs or something.
I know it's.
I know, but I ain't gonna pay full 60. There's no way. 45 is my. I was like, all right, I'll get it now because I can get it brand new for 45 after tax. So I was like, I can do it. I mean, I will do it. Like that's a
Well,
fair price.
you are going to do it anyway.
Yeah, that to me, like I would never even for $60, not even consider it. But
Yeah,
Okay.
that price tag is what's keeping me away from going digital.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. Just we'll talk about obviously next week. We'll have more to talk about with the direct after we've seen it. Hopefully, there's some really good stuff in there. Maybe a surprise here. They like to sneak surprises in there, and like that Twilight Princess one where they snuck that little 7 seconds of Breath of the Wild at the end.
Yeah,
So hopefully,
Everybody fucking cried for a second when that shit came out.
I know. It's still, man. This game, Zelda still gets me every time I turn it on. It's like seeing it for the first time again. It gets me every time.
It's
It's
great.
crazy. I mean, I played it every single day for
You nerd.
more than 5 weeks straight, every day for at least 2 hours. And I turned it on yesterday. I'm still in awe of a sunrise. Like it's crazy. But anyway, let's look forward to this direct, and we'll see what. Maybe there'll be a feature to the Switch they announce or something, or some plans there. Maybe I don't know. They've got a lot of things they could do, and maybe they won't. Maybe they will. So that's the exciting part about directs, really, is you don't know. And it is disappointing sometimes when you have expectations, and then they don't do something that you think they should. So I'm also going to try to remind people of the old adage I've been saying since November 2015 when people were expecting NX. You remember that? When I said lower your expectations and it turned into a big thing. I got, Nintendo, I hold them to a high standard and I expect things. Like, well, in 2015, a direct right before Star Fox, Xenoblade, don't expect NX. Like, it was just so crazy to me. And people just, their expectations just go rampant when a Nintendo Direct's announced. So, again, I would expect mostly.
because we're thirsty, man.
Yeah, that's true. But ARMS and Splatoon, maybe release dates for both, or at least one, and then some 3DS games. I'd like to see more on that Pikmin game for sure. So I'm looking forward to it, and I think Active Gamer Life's going to do a live reaction. I don't know if it's going to be live while it's happening, or we're just going to record it and then he's going to upload it. Not sure. That should be fun. I remember the 50 Facts one with Robert.
That was awesome.
And then the DLC announcement.
Oh,
was
fucking,
fun, too.
y'all need to start bringing that one up. Fucking sing that one. That shit made me mad.
That was so awesome.
Yeah, this man was. I swear to God, it was like this long. If anyone watched that, that was a terrible. That was kind of a weird hype and depression moment for me because I got another Fire Emblem character, and at the end of it, you just hear Juice like yes, and you're just like,
Well, you would have
like,
been more
no!
excited. Except that was before Fates came out, so you couldn't be as excited for
No, I couldn't, and that's what
that
made me sad.
character. You know,
Yeah,
So that's
made
what.
me sad.
If you had known Corrin beforehand, you probably would. Your excitement would have been way more, and it probably would have drowned out the Bayonetta stuff. But
Which I'm not. I'm nowhere near as negative on as I was then anyway.
no, you kind of at first you seemed pretty upset, but
Well, I was upset because you were right. That's why I was upset.
Well, the same thing we did.
I was more upset than fucking Juice was right out here with this smile on his face.
I
Like,
was so happy.
yeah.
And then I suck with her. Even I mean, I tried and tried. I suck. But anyway,
What happened to my jump?
yeah. All right, let's do quick final thoughts and let's get out of here. So go play some video games or something. Terrell.
So good podcast. I'm looking forward to Wednesday. Persona 5 is love. Persona 5 is life. And I just realized something in the comments when I re-looked up the ARMS introduction character video, and somebody made the perfect like realization that I think you all would get a kick out of. The dude goes, he's like, wait a minute, this game comes out in spring. What's that main guy's name? Spring Man. It was fucking intentional.
I never thought of that, honestly.
I didn't think about it either. I was like, oh, I see what they did.
Oh wait,
there.
I just thought of something.
What?
ARMS amiibo.
Fuck!
Think that'll get announced.
I didn't think about that, and I hope that you could.
I don't have any more money, Nintendo.
With Slinky,
man.
with like spring
Trying to pull that
arms. That
needle from
move.
my
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, but I feel like that'd be like a hazard. Like somebody would like break
Yeah.
the arm.
Well, what do you guys think? What are the chances of ARMS amiibo? I say 100%.
Pretty damn high. I'm gonna say 99.9%.
I'm gonna say 69%.
I'm gonna say the chances of getting Link or Ocarina of Time Link
What?
at regular price right now. Because right now you can't find Ocarina of Time Link amiibo for under $100.
Really? God, they were
Really?
in the
Man.
stores like crazy at first, like the first
They're
week.
gone now. So is your wallet if you try to buy one from a scalper.
You don't need it. You don't. Need
I
it.
want one, man.
Just
That's
buy
my
it.
favorite
You know,
Link, man.
take that 100 and buy an awesome.
I'm not doing that. I'm not
first
saying I'm
four
gonna,
figure. Of,
I'm not doing that.
Oh, I'm not saying I'm gonna buy it from a scalper.
I'm just like, come on, man, you should know me better.
it's hard to go back to amiibos after buying that nice PVC 11-inch figure of Link.
Yeah, but you can't put that in the game and do nothing though.
And I stopped using my amiibos in Zelda because I have max like equipment, and the last few times it's like, oh, here's an opal, here's 5 arrows, so it's like, okay, it's less beneficial.
Also, can you use like the amiibo to get a horse?
Yeah, if you have the Twilight Princess, or
That's also a speed running tactic. That's the other thing I forgot to mention.
Oh, is it? Isn't that kind of like what?
well, you can't get them until you can already get a horse anyway, because you got to be at a stable.
Right.
That's
You
like
got to use the
PVC.
amiibo while you're at a stable.
You got to do it at a stable. So.
So you could already really have a horse then. I mean, yeah, I would shave some time off, but yeah. Terrell, did you finish there?
Life's a game, play to win. I like video games.
All right, Robert.
Zelda's damn awesome. I mean, Zelda's booty's awesome, but
10 out of 10.
video games, man, I love them, and I can't wait to play more of them. They're amazing, and I hope they never stop producing them. Bye bye.
All right.
Wait a minute, he talking about a movie?
No,
What the
that's
fuck?
all right. We don't need to
because
get into
I've
that.
seen so many that it's like I can't even keep track anymore.
Well, that's great. Move on, damn it.
Ms. T, final thoughts.
I don't like video games. I just like talking about them for hours and therapy podcasts. So. No, as always, great podcast, guys. Looking forward to more games for my Switch because I'm in a drought. I only have 10 games on my Switch right now, so it's been a month, man. Where my games at, Nintendo? But yeah, as I always say, play Nintendo food.
Yeah, I have 4 games, and I haven't even touched one since other than the 20 minutes on launch day. That's all I have in Bomberman, so I still have a full game there to play. Snake Pass says I'm at like 40% already. I'm like 6 levels in, so I don't think it's a very long game, and but I'm enjoying that. And Fast RMX, I've been picking away at that. I wish there was just a little more new. I thought they were going to remix some of the old tracks, but it seems like there's only like 2 that I don't recognize. But still good stuff. I really don't need any more. I still haven't bought snipper clips, even though I wanted to. And we got Mario Kart coming in a couple weeks, and then Street Fighter, ARMS, and stuff probably potentially in May with ARMS. So it's going to be a completely different situation when I'll have to choose which game to play, So it's exciting though. I'm loving the Switch still, and played at lunch today, and it's like found a shrine, and it was just so cool having that ability to, otherwise on a Monday, like if PS4 game, guess what? I'm not playing it on a Monday because I'm working too late doing the podcast, and then maybe I don't like to start games this late because I know then I'll be up super late. So
I'm about to say, I felt that shit with Persona 5 today. I was like, man, I can't even play this game at work. This sucks.
Yeah, you get a Vita, do remote play, can't you?
It's okay. You're funny.
They still is that feature still even implemented in new games? I wonder.
I don't think it is for Persona 5, and 2, I'm not gonna buy a Vita for.
So let me ask
Vita,
you,
man.
Let me ask you this. So, like you just said, you're at work and you can't play Persona 5. How much of a factor, if a game's on the Switch and the PS4, is that portability versus whatever you're not gonna have that 4K because you got the Pro. So if you buy it on the Switch, you're definitely.
Oh, dude, I would have traded that out in a second. That ain't a fucking question.
I hear that so much from different YouTubers.
That's not even a question. Oh, you want me to trade 4K for portability? Shit, you can fucking have 4K.
Yeah, 4K.
I don't give a
I'll play it in
fuck about
640p, bitch. As long as I can play it on the go.
I'm about to say, come on now, and it's fucking Persona of all games. It's not a really. It's not. Well, I mean, it's
a beautiful art style.
It looks great, but I don't think it's heavily demanding to that.
I think it looked good on the Switch screen. I mean,
I think it.
Oh, it looked great, dude. I want to fucking. I'll be honest with you. If you told me I had to wait like an extra week or month for the Switch version, I waited. I'd say fuck it. I'll wait.
What about
a week isn't a lot? Yeah.
What about 3 to 4 months?
Yeah.
You're just
how about a year?
All right, eat a dick, Robert. You chill out. All right? You asking? I'm only one man.
A year.
I'll put it this way: in a year, I might think about rebuying it. I'll do that.
All right. Well, okay. What if? Try to think of a game where this would impact. The Switch version's 30 frames per second, docked in portable, and the PS4 Pro version is gonna be 60 frames per second. I don't know what genre it would be where that would be more beneficial.
I'm about to say if it's an RPG,
Action.
I don't give
something
damn.
action.
A fighter.
I think a fighter's
fighter,
gonna be 60 no matter what, but I don't know that they'll release a 30 frames per second fighter. But I guess it's just one of those things. It's a game by game situation. But for the most part, just be able to finally have something to do for that hour I'm forced to take at work for lunch, and like I was just watching YouTube and stuff before, but now I was like, I can play Zelda. I'll be able to play Mario Odyssey and Xenoblade Chronicles 2, at work for about 35 minutes.
I was going to actually say, because I Am Setsuna, this is kind of a random side point, but I Am Setsuna actually has his exclusive content, his Switch exclusive content coming out. I think that's this week. I saw something. So, I mean, I'm just waiting for Pocket Rumble at this point.
You're talking about
what happened?
Japanese, right? Because it's not in the West yet.
What?
Setsuna's not out in America, is it?
Yeah. Wait, is it not? I thought it was.
No, it's not.
It is.
Oh,
I saw it in the eShop. I saw it.
I was say, wait a minute. I'm pretty sure it was.
I saw it in the eShop last time I was there.
Yeah, it's on the eShop.
I must be missing it.
It's the first game on the eShop.
Trying to trick me. I knew what I was talking about.
And A couple quick things before we go. Apparently, Bomberman was on sale for what, $29.99 at Best Buy last week.
Don't wanna hear that.
Weekend.
Don't wanna hear that.
And then I think Lego City Undercover already was on sale at Best Buy for $10.
Well,
off.
that just pissed me off. That would have pissed me off if I had
Especially if you
You
just
bought
bought
it
it.
day one. Yeah.
So
Oh, I know what I was thinking about. I Am Setsuna. It's only digital here. It's.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's only digital here.
We just turned on this shit. I heard it.
I'm
and it
checking
is
the eShop.
and it is physical in the east.
Yeah, it's like
On the
30.
east side.
Also, looked. I remember because the Digital Foundry thing told me it was like,
30
oh yeah,
frames per second too. Yes.
which is it's a fucking RPG.
it's
It doesn't
RPG.
really
That didn't matter to me. I didn't care
Yeah, it
about
didn't really matter that too much. I'm worried about the Dragon Quest, son. That shit.
that. Yeah. I ain't
That
touching
shit was rough. I was mad. I was like, man, I know they didn't do this.
I ain't messing with that. Not at that.
It's like,
Because that
come
game could
on.
be. That game needs to be. It can be 60 frames. I don't want to.
I know it can. You
Like,
know that's
it's-
a rush port.
It's
and
just
they
a
tried to
rushed
make
ass
it look
port.
as close to the PS4 visually.
Yeah, I feel like they sacrificed frame rate for looks.
Oh, Wonderboy does look kind of like the Shantae, a little
Yeah, Wonder
Shantae
Boy's
art.
cool.
style.
It's a remake, right? Of
I missed it.
No, I said Wonder Woman. I mean Wonder
Wonder
Woman.
Woman.
What are you
Wonder
thinking
Woman looks
about?
good,
son?
too. But Shifty on Thursday, then Wonder Boy. You got Puyo Texas. Puyo. That comes out on the 25th. So that's a cool day.
Yo.
Nobody want that for $10 more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one
$30.
was stupid.
What's the
It's
reason?
30 everywhere else.
Yeah, it's 30 everywhere else.
Is it?
30 on PS4.
I ain't buying that trash.
And
Yeah,
it's
I was
better than
surprised. I thought you
Tetris.
were gonna get it, T.
Not for no $10 more. I'm not. I didn't know what. That was before I knew how much it was gonna cost.
What if is the physical version still like that?
Either way, yeah, either way, physical or retail on the
Son of a
Switch is
bitch.
$10 more. You can kiss
All
my.
right.
I don't understand the point of that.
Yeah.
What do you guys think are the top 3 best sellers on the eShop right now in the U.S.?
Oh,
already
hold
know,
on.
I
I
looked
think
at
I
it.
already know it.
Without looking.
Is it Snipper Clips? Right? Snipper Clips number
Mhm.
1. Number 2 is hold on, Snake Pass. And number 3 is hold
You're
on.
looking, aren't you?
No, I'm not looking. I saw it like last night. I think
Yeah, I saw it
remembered.
last night too.
I think I remembered it.
Shovel
And I think
Knight.
it's Body. Oh, so
Shove, man,
And then-
shovel.
And then Fast. Zelda's at 8th, which I think at that point people just buying the cartridge.
yeah,
that was
buying
it.
cartridges.
That's
Yeah.
not a download. All the other ones ahead of it are
13
all
gigs. That's
digital.
more than half your
Well, I don't know
damn.
about you guys. If you look at that bestseller list, bestseller, you're like, damn, look at
Listen,
nice
yeah.
lineup, nice lineup
Look
of
at,
games.
yeah, look at Bomberman at the
Sleepy
bottom.
tongue.
I want to hear that shit, Juice. I saw that.
They're
I was
saying
so-
the retail worldwide was 127,000 in the launch 2 days, which ain't bad for that
That
game.
is stellar for Bomberman.
Yeah, but I consider that's Bomberman. You gotta think about that.
That
That's
is
a
stellar.
nice lineup.
Also,
of games.
apparently, we have free DLC coming for that game.
There's a reason that they're supporting a game post launch because
That's
that
true.
is great numbers for them.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, seriously, the guys that haven't bought Snake Pass, once you get the hang of it, I did say in my juice opinions, and I stand by this. Analog triggers, I think, would be a huge benefit to that game because I'm tapping the ZR button to
Yeah.
do the tricky stuff, and if I could just barely squeeze the trigger,
Oh, wait a minute. When the hell did Graceful Explosion Machine come out?
Thursday.
Like yesterday. I mean, well, not literally.
thought it
That's
was
another one that's on my
It's like
list. It's like,
Friday or
oh.
I don't know about that. That one's not really speaking to me. So
I just don't remember it coming out. I was like, well,
It's
damn,
just-
that's quick.
You know, I think the gameplay is cool. The art style isn't speaking to me as much, but the gameplay looks really cool.
But anyway, let's wrap this up. Thanks everybody for tuning in. You know, the Switch has been out. You know, the hype before the Switch, we were getting like mad live viewers, like hundreds, and now we're back to like normal levels, which is cool. It just it shows that the thirstiness that people have.
Hype, man, hype. People love that hype.
But also, well, what day did I send you guys that photo where there was 8 Switches? Or did I talk about that on
that
a
was like a
podcast?
Thursday or something, I think.
Yeah, I talked about that on something. Because
Yeah.
someone was giving me shit like, oh, contact Terminator Juice for his address. Maybe that was last podcast.
Was it? Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I went back to the store, and of course, they're gone. There was 2 NES classics sitting there. I thought
Yeah,
about
you should
it.
have-
Man, you should have got me
crazy
one.
to me.
You want one?
Yeah, if it's still there.
I'll check
Grab it.
tomorrow.
Help me out, man. I need it.
But yeah. So it was like, at first I was like, oh, there's 8 in stock. Like, I guess it was just the initial hype. You know, it was already gone. But no, they were gone quickly. And seen some accessories. Seen the pair of the blue and red Joy-Cons at GameStop. Best Buy had a few Pro controllers, AC adapter. And has anybody seen that kind of case? It only covers the tablet area. It doesn't cover the Joy-Cons. And and then it folds out into a stand. It's
my
super cool.
stepdad has that.
Oh yeah, it looks like a piece of shit. I hate it.
It's $25, but man, it looks awesome. I was like, because it acts as a case cover for the screen. It doesn't cover the sides. But
Did you see that battery that they're trying to?
Yeah.
That's
that's not real. I thought that.
Oh no! It's a battery accessory thing.
Yeah, I think I linked it in the chat.
It's real. It's just not. It's not available.
It's crowdfunding.
It's not funded
It's crowdfunding. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, but to me, like, it doesn't matter. Like, if you use the power bank, it's good.
Like I've never once in my travels with the Switch ran out of power, so I haven't even bought the thing I was suggesting yet.
Just buy the car. Also, you can buy a car USB 3 like car charger that plugs into the cigarette lighter.
That's what I do when I'm in the road. I just plug it right in.
Yeah. So.
Also, side note. Wonder Boy looks lit as fuck based off.
I haven't seen the gameplay, but yeah, the screen.
Yeah, I want to
cool.
see the gameplay. I want to. Where I
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
They should have had the trailer out there.
But anyway, we're gonna wrap up this podcast for the 5th time here, and but yeah, look, stay tuned for next week where we talk about the Nintendo Direct. You know, thoughts after the fact, more Zelda stuff probably. And yeah, so that's going to be it. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.